Avast, etc. Welcome to Corsair's Cove and to our mini Candlekeep adventures. I'm Brendan. I'm not Josh the Pirate. Well observed. You get a point. What are the points going to be used for? I'll tell you later. Nothing. These are my mates hanging out with me. We have Ardanna and Zach.
Hello.
And Terris and Daria, who is definitely one of my mates. I was definitely tempted to ignore Daria again, but I just did that bit off camera a little while ago, so I felt like it was too soon. Thank you for joining us today. We are doing one of the Candlekeep adventures today. We are doing part 2 of 3 of the Canopic Being. And we'll get a recap in a sec to see where we're up to. But first, before that, let's get an intro to see who the hell these people are. Ardanna, who are you?
Yeah. Hi, I'm Ardanna or Joe or Oi either if most of my players have any say in it. I am the GM and channel runner over at the Lorite. Should I tell everyone who I'm playing as well, or do we wait for that until later?
We'll get to that at the beginning of the session proper. Thank you.
Yeah, that's me.
Zach, who are you? Tell us a bit about yourself.
Hi, I'm Zach, or Renegade Chicken. You can generally find me as of recently, bouncing back and forth between Ardanna's channel and here, where the infection continues to spread. They are still yet to find a cure, and I will keep showing up until they do. I'm taking a break from playing your regularly scheduled traumatized ornithophobe to play someone else from last year, so...
Yeah.
And I was a little bit concerned about the infection, so we'll see what happens with that, hey? Terris,
that is my role.
Terris, tell us about yourself, Terris.
Yes, hello. I am Sir Terris, your friendly neighborhood ferret. I'm the little guy in the very big dice on the screen that doesn't move. And if you were tuning in yesterday, you would know that I'm playing Hjort. We'll get to that later. I can often be found playing Baldur's Gate 3 or derping around on the Lorette channel and anywhere else where TTRPGs are played, and I am welcome.
Which is most places, I'm sure.
No,
Daria.
I just assume I'm welcome.
Daria, tell us about yourself.
Hello. My name is Daria. I'm an artist. I usually play on this channel with Brendan. Unfortunately, I play Julio. But today I'm playing someone else.
Great. And I am Brendan. I am usually a player on our Thursday show, Elements and Evil, but I've been DMing for a while, and I decided, you know what? I want to run some mummy content because I have mummy issues. So I'm doing that. And I am forcing everyone else to take part. So suck on that, you mummy lords.
I shan't, actually. I won't.
Okay, that's fair. Consent is really important. Look, I'm a big cuddler. Cuddling is fine. In fact, I would love to cuddle with our sponsors. There are some people sponsoring this channel.
The amount of times I'm willing to call HR and the stream didn't even start yet. That's crazy.
Word and Forge sponsor this channel. They support this channel. I don't know if anyone has any Word and Forge products on them, but they are Australian-based, WA-based, I believe, and they make lots of really awesome wood products. There you go. There's a cool... Is that a dice holder?
Yeah. Well, it's an adventure vault thing.
Ah, that's so cool. So Word and Forge make lots of really cool products like that. Our other main supporter is Trollord Games, who are an alternative TTRPG distributor. not that there is any particular reason why you would want to find an alternative to some of the big distributors, but in case you feel like it, and don't want to support other big companies, then Trollord Games make lots of fantastic products and very cheap products as well, or affordable products, I should say. We also have really good social media, which I have nothing to do with, so I'm quite happy to just say that Karen and Josh do a great job with the social media, if we can get the social links. Their YouTube channel is...
Trollord Games.
Fantastic, thank you. Their YouTube channel is not Trollord Games, but it is in the link that has been posted. But they're really good about keeping it up to date. So often, like the morning after stream, the VOD is posted. So if you miss one or if you want to catch up, then that's a really great way of doing it. And the Discord as well is really well frequented, to the point where I have to mute channels because they're going all the time. So if that appeals to you, the sense of being a part of a community on Discord, then this is a great way of doing that. Oh, great. Anyway, now time to kill these players.
Hi.
And also their characters. To transition ourselves to that, Terris, would you please give us a recap of what happened last session?
So, last session, which was yesterday, so I should remember it. The bookworm from Candlekeep summoned our characters, not these characters, Hjort and 3 other furless heroes, which were Holly Sprinkles.
Yes,
Golf the Red, Hjort, and an orc fellow, Garnet.
Garnet Syrian, yeah.
Yes, because of an interesting issue with a book and a not necessarily missing, but sort of had been gone a little while. Scholar of sorts. On looking at this book, it had our names written in the back of it, which was a little bit concerning. And mention of it being our organs possibly being donated to a mummy lord consensually. None of us having had memory of this. On some investigation, we could not remember this, but there is a chance that it happened anyway because memory things.
The ritual involves the removal of the memory.
Removal of the memory. That's the words I was looking for. Thank you.
From the
so we decided to go to the place where the book originated, I believe, to get more information, see if we could find the lady who was researching the book, who said she was going out that way, whose name escapes me, because I am not good with names. But
that is okay. Her name is Myaston Sadar. She is a dragonborn scholar / sage of Candlekeep, and she was concerned because her name was also on that list.
Yes.
As well as the names of the new 3 of you who just vamped in.
So we wandered out that way, and it turns out that there's a time dilation thing, so things go a lot slower where they are to where we are. So they probably are not really aware that that anything has been going on. But we were talking to some people, most notably sort of a receptionist type person, who was sort of the go-between, I believe, who on being, what's the god's name again, by the way?
Severus.
Severus.
Severus, the god of seers.
Yes, who told us that they were all trying to commune with this Severus, the god of seers. We asked if we could go in and meet with these people. She said yes. I believe we then spoke to another lady as well, or was it the same one? I thought there were two
Yeah.
ladies. Yeah.
Yeah, so the group was teleported to
Yeah, we
another
were
continent.
teleported to another plane of existence, yes?
Yes, you were. Slightly
Yes.
later. But
Yes.
so they were teleported to another continent with a temple dedicated to Severus, the god of seers. All of the priests wore yellow robes and had a third eye tattooed on their forehead.
That's right, yes.
And
And then, we ended up going into being excreted into another plane of existence where these people were, and were told once we were going through a room that time would be different there, I believe. Yes.
You were
and-
greeted by an attendant.
Yes.
So this is the extra dimensional temple of Farlan.
Farlan.
Sorry, Severus is the god, but the person currently taking residence, her name is Varlan, and she is referred to as an oracle.
Right.
And so her attendant, Alessia, met the group when they arrived. She seemed to be expecting them.
Well, she would, because she's an oracle. And we were then told rather specifically, once we were going into this room, you could go this way through a hall of mirrors, or this way, and not to touch a specific dais, or no, not to break a specific dais. On wandering in, this was a place full of eyes that were just looking at everyone all the time, and it was really creepy. And the dais seemed to have a sun sword, was it? A sunblade hilt inside it?
Yes. The hilt of what was identified to be a sunblade.
Yes. So, yes, Hjort decided to touch the dais, which isn't breaking, by the way, Brendan. It's not breaking.
Yep,
touch the
correct.
dais to cast Identify. Found out about the Sunblade. Dolph was wanting to talk to the Scarlet Sage of Solstice about that, because he knows where that Sunblade came from, which was from the Scarlet Sage, and wanted to have it for himself. But as Hjort had touched the dais, two whirligigs popped up, and then everybody else got whirligigged around the room, down the corridor, and out of existence, according to Hjort, who is used to this kind of thing. It happens every year. And
although a notable difference is normally people just kind of
disappear, but they couldn't disappear out of this room. Yes. Yeah. So they got whirligigged down the hallway and out of the anti-magic area, basically, or anti-teleportation area, leaving him in front of two potentially angry Sandjin, I think it is.
Dao,
yes.
Oh, fun.
Earth Genies.
Earth Genies, yes. Earth Genies. Yeah, the 90-something hit point, 13 strength. Bard.
Yes, correct.
On his own. So he said, just can we get...
Love that for you.
Can we talk about this? And that is where we left off. And sorry that was a little bit odd and convoluted. My ADHD is a thing.
That is okay. Thank you for the recap, Terris. Any questions that the other players have, we can answer those in character between Hjort and Word of God. Thank you very much for that. We are ready to kick in now and murder these player characters. So thank you again for joining us, and let's get into it. So, Havle, Jenny, Damien, you are all well used to by now, usually around a particular time of year, being kind of shunted through space.
Teleported.
And so you are probably inconvenienced, but not all around surprised that this happens to the three of you again. However, there is something different about this, whereas quite often you will appear in the middle of some bullshit happening. The place that you appear in doesn't seem to have any activity directly happening. And instead of kind of appearing just through a standalone teleportation spell, you feel a pressure applied above you and below you, kind of squeezing you, and you feel almost kind of liquefied in a way before you are deposited or excreted, if you will, on in a room which is made entirely of semi-transparent crystal. With the three of you all there. Every surface is made of crystal. Every surface also has a number of eyes that appear to be made of some kind of green gemstone or jewel. Many of these eyes have like a weird kind of goo obscuring them.
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
Alright.
Looking directly ahead of you, you can see a crystal door, which you can kind of see through on the other side. It's not perfect vision through, but you can see a bit. And looking through the walls and the floor and the ceiling, you can see swirling patterns of blue and yellow and purple, which seem to indicate that this is not the plane that you were last at.
All right. And in this room, are we seeing Hjort and these Dao as well, or are we just in this
No.
room with the eyes and crystal?
Yeah, there is no one else around. Hjort, as these two dark-skinned genies rise up and materialize out of these sandstorms, you have seen your friends be shunted out in a way that is unusual to you. And you are accustomed to them being replaced. But you kind of like awkwardly wait for the cavalry to arrive. And after a couple of seconds, it seems apparent that they are not.
Oh no. Can we talk about this, fellas?
What is your... Can you roll a perception check for me, please?
Perception.
Mm-hmm.
That is a nat 1 for 12.
Excellent. Great.
Oh,
Nice beginning.
I do have inspiration though. I might use that because I am certain I can do better than that.
Okay.
Oh yes, that's
Yeah, I
a
would hope so.
27. How about that?
Excellent. Great. You hear the sounds of 3 people arriving through the portal. And the 3 of you who have just arrived see a figure in yellow robes appear in the hallway from another room and come towards your room, opens the doors and says, hello, I'm Alessia. Nice to meet you. I think your friend might need some help. And she points down an intersection.
Damien has been kind of like teleported in while he was squatting down in front of a goblin toddler. Both him and the toddler are in these like sharp-looking suits. Each has a little suitcase, and behind the toddler, with like hands carrying a big basket with like children's supplies and Pampers, is a skeleton in a little apron. And as soon as the figure steps in, Damien just thrusts the little bowl of porridge to the skeleton and says, "Insurance, keep doing that. I have business to attend to." And he starts jogging towards wherever this figure leads.
Yeah, I don't think Yevler has the wherewithal to question it. I think he hears that someone might be in trouble and will just accept this without doubt and just starts booking it down the hallway as well.
Mm-hmm. Quick
Fantastic.
question.
Can you... yes, go ahead.
I missed how big this room is.
The room that you are currently in?
Yep.
It is... Let me bring up the illustration. It is 30 by 30 feet. It's a cube.
Okay, that's fine. Yep.
Nice.
Sorry, I interrupted. I just planning my bit.
Yeah. To be clear, this is not where the combat is happening. This is just where...
Yeah, no, it was more like, how does she appear?
Yeah,
so
sure.
Yeah.
And Zach, would you describe what Hevle looks like, please?
Oh yeah. So Yevler stands at probably sort of like 6-ish feet tall, like tall but not absurdly so. However, he does appear to be made of sticks. Yevler is shaped more or less like a... what's the word for it? He is a wicker goat statue that is electing to walk around on his back legs. You can see that he has rough hands kind of made of twigs on the end of it, but again, nothing fancy. All of it is kind of just bundles of these things that are just tied together with red and gold sort of festive string. I do think as he begins to run down the hall, however, that you would see him, I think... Oh, actually, no, I would need to do that first, so he won't do that. Never mind. But yeah, you would see he's got 2 sort of like large curved horns that curl all the way back over and kind of not pointing forward again because they're kind of underneath the original part, but 2 large ram's horns, and he kind of runs on a tilt as if ready to headbutt something.
Terrifying. Thank you.
I love him.
And Jenny, how does Jenny appear?
Yeah. So, seeing the other 2, and looking around, Jenny is a how tall did I make her? Jenny is a 2 feet tall, dressed all in green and gold gnome with a porcelain face set in a, you know, that kind of a Mona Lisa kind of smile. A green hat set slightly askew on her head. And new from last year are 2 things. She has a red ribbon around her neck, tied in a little bow, and she's currently sitting atop a moose with antlers slightly askew because he's about to drop them, tied together and held up by tinsel. And she's, oh, well, our friends are running out of time. I think we should follow. Charge, Phidias! And she points towards where a javelin is running, and the moose just goes, why? And runs after.
Excellent.
Yes, Phidias is an awakened moose.
Fantastic. Okay. Can I get everyone to roll initiative for me, please?
Oh shit!
9.
Let me check.
Good initiative on a wizard. More likely than you think. Dirty 20.
Excellent.
Jenny got a 16.
Yep.
I'm checking if Phidias shares my initiative or goes on his own.
For convenience, if you're happy to, I'd say what, same initiative.
Yeah, okay. So 16 for Jenny and Phidias.
Yeah. And Yeble?
Oh, sorry. I didn't realize I was muted. Yevle got a 19.
19.
Nice.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay, that is all 4 of you. All right. Great. Yes. Sure. Tell me, how do you buy time for these people that you assume are your friends to come and assist you?
What do these creatures look like they're doing right now? Are they actively aggressive?
Yes, in fact, they do. They look like they are preparing to cast spells.
Okay, so Hjort is going to let me just have a look to see if that will work. Yeah, he's going to try and frighten them by playing his pipes of haunting.
Great. Okay. How does this work?
So he's seen these things pop out of this dais, and he's just, I know. Can we talk about this, fellas? No? Okay. I'm going to play you some music, and we're going to chill right down a little bit, okay? And he's going to grab out these pipes and sort of side-eye these monsters as he grabs his, as he starts to play.
Mhm.
And
so mechanically, how do the pipes work?
So they've got 3 charges. You can use an action to play them and expend 1 charge to create an eerie spellbinding tune. Each creature within 30 feet of you that hears you must succeed on a DC 15 Wisdom saving throw or become frightened for a minute.
Okay.
But anyone that's not hostile toward me, I can choose to make them succeed.
Yeah. I mean, the only people that are in this room are these 2 DAOs, so I feel like you don't need to worry about that. It was DC 15 that they were after?
Yes.
With their +5 wisdom save, one of them succeeds and one of them fails.
Yes, I'm a scary moose.
And just so I'm refreshed on it and we're on the same page, being frightened means that they can't willingly move towards you. and as long as you are within line of sight, they have disadvantage on attack rolls. Is that correct?
Let me check that.
Pretty sure that's right.
Yeah,
Sounds
sounds correct.
Yep, that sounds right to me.
And I think that if they break line of sight with you, then they can make a save to overcome it.
Yep.
Yeah. Cool. Okay. That's interesting. Great. The three of you who've just arrived hear this. What do the pipes of haunting sound like?
I'm not sure if this will come through, but probably something like.
It did at the very
Nice.
beginning.
Oh well.
Yeah, and then Sue was like, "No, that's too frightening."
Sound sound filter
Yes.
kicked in.
I literally have panpipes on me for this.
Nice.
Yeah. Look.
Yep.
I'm impressed and unsurprised that you have panpipes ready to play. You all hear these pipes fairly close around a corner, the same corner that this yellow-robed attendant pointed down, which has this kind of eerie tone to it. If you go to the Discord group chat,
Oh yes.
last night I posted a screenshot of part of the map, which is the relevant part of the map now. But essentially, it is not a super long distance. These squares are 10 feet. But I'm going to say, for convenience sake, that you can make that distance to arrive within the room. Probably not to get much further in, so you wouldn't be able to get into melee combat on your first round, but otherwise you can be in the room and see Hjort, who many of you are familiar with. In fact, let's say that you are all aware of one another, even if you haven't necessarily worked together.
I adventured with Hjort last year.
Yeah,
Yes.
fantastic.
Hjort.
Yeah, great.
Did I also give you a mouse?
Me?
There's a lot of that going around.
Probably.
Hjort tends to give out spare mice because his antlers are getting full.
I imagine you would have.
Great. So up first in initiative, we have Damien.
Excellent.
That is so unusual.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I am
David
sending
runs
you
into the
another
room.
image as well of the room that this combat is taking place in.
Sweet. So I run into the room. I see the two in front of our friend.
Yep.
Aha. So we do need to get past them at a certain point. We can't just leave them here. Looking at the room.
Is that a question?
Yeah. So if the room is, I see entrance, exit out behind them, that means we need to deal with them before we move on. Yeah. Because I have ways to just make them fuck off, but. Okay. All right.
That is a fair assumption.
Yeah. Okay. In that case, because I have just shit like wall of force, but I don't think walling us from the exit would be a smart idea, so I'm not gonna do that. What I will do instead is I'm gonna do Edward's black tentacles. So the area where they're standing, where my friend is not, starts to blacken, and there's writhing pool of black tentacles, each wearing a Rolex, and they're all starting to grab the genies. So it's a 20-foot square. I would like to position it so it doesn't touch a boy. Yeah. And each creature in the area needs to give me a dexterity saving throw.
Does it only affect creatures, or does it affect objects as well?
It says creatures, so.
Okay. Cool.
Oh yeah, I just had an
Alright.
image of this Edward being the shift manager at Damien's company.
Yep.
Okay. One of them succeeds and one of them fails.
Okay.
So, and it was the same order as the success and failure last time. So I'm going to say the one that is frightened is the one that fails.
Okay. So when a creature, okay, it's actually on the first turn, but
Yeah.
I fucking didn't read it. So they, if they take 3d6 bludgeoning damage, and are restrained, and a creature that starts its turn in the area and is already restrained will take additional 3d6. So I'm gonna give the 3d6 to one of them now.
Yeah.
And then we'll come back to that when it gets relevant.
Yeah, great. Okay. Cool. Roll, go ahead and roll.
So it's 9 bludgeoning.
Yeah.
This area is also difficult terrain, so they have to fucking struggle. I don't think anything happens to the boy that succeeds. Sucks to be me.
Mhm.
And yeah, the other one is restrained, and it has to use an action to do a strength or dex to succeed and like get out. That's it.
Okay. Great.
And I'm gonna move away.
Yeah.
I'm gonna move out of the room back.
Yeah, that is fair. As it is worth pointing out that their feet, or where their feet should be, are kind of whirlwinds of sand. So you feel like the difficult terrain may not be relevant.
Makes sense.
But the tentacles do grab into the whirlwind and do like produce legs which they grasp.
I guess produce legs. Nice.
Yeah. Fantastic. Okay. That is Damien's turn. Thank you. Yevler.
Excellent. Okay, I think as Yevler rounds the corner of the room and spots his friend being menaced by these two, so Everard's Black Tentacles is holding both of them.
Just one of them.
No, just one.
Or just one of them. Okay, cool. I'm gonna go for the one that is being held, I think, provided it's not going to get me as well, the spell. And I think, to that end, I think you'll see Yevler turns the corner, sees his friend, and I think you see him kind of almost like flex in as much as bundles of sticks can. You see like the movement as if through muscles, and you see a bunch of the twigs at the edge of his sort of like in between where the strings and ribbons hold his body together start to sort of fray and snap outwards, particularly along the horns, giving them a jagged look, as I'm going to use my lichen transformation. And then we're going to just start hitting stuff.
I will say you can't quite get. It took a lot to get into the room, so you can't get adjacent to any of them this turn.
That's okay. I have.
But if you have a ranged attack, that would work.
Yeah. I do. But would I use it? Yeah, I think I
mean,
would. I may as well.
I have a way of getting you there, but you would kind of have to wait for that to happen. Until my turn.
True. Am I able to at least get up next to Hjort?
Yes. Yeah.
Cool. Okay, in that case, I think that he'll sprint up, and as he does, the sort of fingers on his hands, again, kind of snapping outwards, forming into sort of like jagged sort of points. I'll ready my action to just hit whatever comes close.
Brilliant. Sounds good.
Easy.
Okay. Next up is Jenny, and is it Phidias?
Yep, Phidias.
Yeah.
So.
Great. Jenny goes first.
Yep. So, being on Phidias' back, he's going to rush in and yeah, I think she would do that. what Jenny does is Phidias runs in. Can she? Because Phidias can run 40 feet.
Yeah.
In one. So
I will say that since you are on Phidias's back, you can be wherever you want in that room.
okay. So what I want to do is run in, like Phidias runs in. Jenny's gonna lean down, grab Yevle, and dimension door to the Dao.
To be clear, they do have this 20-foot Ever's black tentacles.
Oh yeah, they would grab that. Then never mind. Then yeah, she will rush in, stand behind, still sitting on top of, and I need. Then I'm gonna go with my first plan. I need them to make me a intelligence check as Jenny runs in and Phidias runs in, skids a bit, and you see the static start building around Jenny, and then she's gonna point, and you hear this kind of a discordant violin sound as a 20-foot sphere around them move away from Hjort. She's gonna cast synaptic static.
Excellent. Okay. The first one fails. This is the one that has succeeded everything else so far. So that one fails, but the other one succeeds. So can you please remind me of what this effect does?
It's an intelligence save. The target takes 86 psychic damage on a failed save, and half as much damage on a successful one. After a failed save, a target has muddled thoughts for 1 minute. During that time, it rolls 1d6 and subtracts the number rolled from all its attack rolls and ability checks, as well as its constitution saving throws to maintain concentration.
Excellent.
So that is 2, 10, 20, 27 points of psychic damage.
Wow.
Very nice.
Okay.
And now the tentacles are like sparking slightly.
Yeah. And so that was 27. So half of 27 is, let's call it 14.
Yep. And then she's gonna look on over to Hjort and just go, because I can do this. Let me check. And she's gonna go, oh, hello.
Hi.
This sounds like a terrible idea, but you can do it. And I'm gonna give you a bardic inspiration die, and I get to choose one good. You summon a mode of potential in the orbits. You get the creature use a bardic inspiration. Okay, so when you use you get this little static thing starts floating around Hjort's head, and okay, the creature using. So what if you use your bardic inspiration? You will gain temporary hit points equal to the number rolled +4.
Amazing.
Nice.
And it is I want to say, it's a D10.
Excellent.
Excellent.
Very solid.
Cool.
Yep, that's me.
Yeah. And I'm going to assume Phidias used his turn getting you there.
Yep.
Yeah. Cool. Hjort, you're up.
Me? Hjort? Yay.
Yes.
Hjort is going to, now that he has successfully frightened one of the creatures, is going to... He has no attack spells, I don't think. Because he is not that kind of guy.
Mm-hmm.
So he's got Vicious Mockery. He is going to, at this point, sort of try to poke one of these creatures with his rapier, since he's sort of closest to them. Believe-
Yep. Daria,
Yes.
when you cast Evard's Black Tentacles, I imagined you kind of casting it so that these two Dow were in the center.
if they're in the center, then he will not do that.
No. I want
Yeah.
to make sure that people can approach them but not be in the tentacles. So they are
Okay.
like, kind of like on the bank of it. And there's a lot
the
of the
edge.
space behind them. Yeah.
Yep, great, makes sense. So then I would say that you can get adjacent to the non-frightened one
Excellent.
without getting tentacled.
So yes, he will poke with his rapier. Can I use my bardic inspiration in combat? Or yes, I
Yep.
can.
I misread it, so it's depending on what you use it for, you get a certain
It has a
thing. So
different
if you want
effect.
to use it for an attack roll, so if you use it for an attack roll, they take thunder damage equal to the number rolled.
Okay, excellent.
In addition
so
to
that's
your
12 plus 7 is 19 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
Excellent.
okay, so it's a DC 17 to take that thunder damage.
Did you
Oh.
use your inspiration for that, Hjort?
I did use my bardic inspiration for that.
Okay, yeah, great.
Yep.
And what was the number on the dice, on the Bardic Inspiration dice?
7?
7, great.
So,
So they
if
just
they
take
fail,
7 thunder?
No, if they fail a DC 17 con save, they take that thunder damage.
Okay. Well, I don't know if the camera can see it properly, but that's a natural fuck. So, yes, it was 7 thunder damage, hey?
Yes.
Okay.
And they get 6 poking damage from the rapier. And because he can, he's going
Mhm.
to look back at Jenny and just go back at you and throw you a bardic inspiration, which is a D10 for 10 minutes, blah 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 blah. It doesn't do the same thing because I believe he's a law bard. So
Brilliant. I am looking forward to this continuing circle jerk of Bardic Inspirations going on. Great, that was a good bit of damage. It is now the Dow's turns. They did roll separately, but one of them rolled a 7 and the other one rolled a 4, which are both after all of you. So they are essentially on the same turn.
Nice. Brendan, the one that is restrained will get additional damage from me
Okay.
because
great.
they start their turn in the tentacle bits. So that's 10 bludgeoning damage.
Excellent. Okay.
And it is still
the
restrained.
other one is still there, so would that one have to
Oh,
roll
yeah,
again?
that's true. A creature that starts its turn in the area, so he would also get the 10, just he's not
Yeah.
restrained. Oh, no. A creature that starts a turn and is already restrained takes damage. So the other one just chilling. He's just like, I don't give a shit.
He doesn't need to roll to be restrained or not?
I don't think so. I'm gonna check. I've never used this spell before.
Yeah.
Yeah, when the creature enters the affected area. So he rolls once and then doesn't care.
Okay, cool. All right, so the one that is not restrained and not frightened...
It actually enters
yes.
or starts its turn there. It has to make another save.
Really?
Yeah. So it would need to make the save. The creature that's already in there just takes 3d6, and I believe... What is it? Where is it here? So it looks like, yeah, it's basically just if you continue to save against it, you won't take any damage and you won't get restrained and you can move around in it. But if you
Sweet.
fail, you just stay trapped by it and take damage every turn until you action break yourself out of the spell goes away.
Sweet. In that case, the other guy does need to do a save then, a dex save. DC 18.
That makes sense, because otherwise that spell would kind of suck.
Yeah.
Yes. So he rolled a natural 8 on the dice and then subtracted a 6 from Synaptic
Yes!
Static. So he is absolutely restrained.
I've just left a quick note in the
Awesome.
Discord, not the Discord, the Zoom. I'll be there. I can still
Yep.
hear you.
Gotcha.
Cool.
Okay, in that case, he also gets a 10 and restricted.
The D6 is not for saves.
Ah, I think he failed regardless, though.
Synaptic
Yeah.
Static.
Synaptic stat. It's
What-
attack rolls and ability checks, not saves.
Oh, okay. But yeah, either way, he would have failed. But thank you for letting me know. Great. Okay. I could have sworn that it was used for saving throws to make them worse at resisting spells. But
No, it's a constant. It's
yeah.
constitution
Only for
saves.
concentration.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, fine. Okay. So that one with the synaptic static that has just been restrained, it doesn't stop them from using actions, does it? It just stops them from moving.
No,
Yeah.
just can't move to anyone. So.
And I think it gives him disadvantage on attack rolls if he's going for attack rolls.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I think that's as far as it
They
goes.
are not.
Shit.
They both have these shiny, well jeweled necklaces, and are holding these huge hammers with a spike going through, they're jutting out of the top. And holding the hammer with one hand, this first Dow raises a hand towards Hjort, and in fact, Hjort is adjacent. So, in fact, actually, it's not going to be Hjort for now. It is going to be, let's see, Yavle.
Excellent.
Oh no.
Is going to raise a hand towards you. Can you make a saving throw for me, please? It will be a wisdom saving throw.
Sure thing. I assume this is a spell or other magical effect.
It is.
Which makes this, he makes this at advantage because Sata is a well-balanced race. 16.
16. You manage to resist whatever spell effect this is. Your vision starts to kind of blur for a second and you see colors that aren't quite there, but then you shake that off. How does Yavle sense? Like, I assume he doesn't have eyes.
I think he actually does. They're just kind of small little round polished rocks, and he seems to see out of them in as much as, like, if you imagine building a snowman elemental and kind of putting little eyes in it and it sees through them, very similar thing. He's not entirely sure how he works either.
Yeah, that's fair, and probably is something that's best not delved into too much.
Oh, by all
Okay,
means, delve.
The second one is going to cast a spell as well, and this is going to be at Hjort. Hjort, make a wisdom saving throw for me, please.
I'm not sure how wise Hjort is. Wisdom save. It could be better. It's an 8.
Yeah, could be better. Tell me, what is something that... Oh, I don't even need to ask you that question. I know what this is going to be. It gestures at you and then nothing happens. And you can react to that as you will. But then shortly afterwards, you notice a hand on your shoulder from behind, and you turn around to see the scarlet sage of the solstice looming over you.
Oh dear. My sworn enemy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Okay. That
Holy
is that.
Oh.
And they are both restrained, so they can only move if they take an action to remove themselves. Is that right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Neither of them do that. Cool. So back to the top of the round, we have Damien again.
Yay.
Okay.
Oh, excellent.
Damien holds concentration on the tentacles because it looks like it's going pretty well. He'll turn to Equity and say, "Now watch Data work," and he will make a little magic flare up from his hand and cast Tash's Mind Whip. Turn from the corner and whoopsh, get one of them with Tash's Mind Whip. So the target must make an intelligence saving throw. So which one looks bad?
They both look almost even.
Okay.
There is one that I'm just going to give it to you, that you know is frightened. And that is the one that seems to have successfully cast a spell on Hjort, but there are no visual effects of this spell that any of you can see.
Oh, actually, I can cast it at a higher level to target additional creature. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to use it at 3rd level and cast it at both of them.
Great.
Ooh.
Mind Whip is great.
Mind
I really like it.
Yes, sir.
It is
So
very good.
DC 18 intelligence saving throws from both of them.
Mm-hmm.
I never play wizards, so this is so fun for me. I never fucking use this shit.
They both failed.
Yes.
So you will remind me what that does in a sec. But this kind of brings me to a great point. Anyone watching in chat, you can donate channel points to give inspiration or an extra D4 boost to a roll. And you can offer those to the DM if you so wish to not
us.
make this combat one-sided.
Wow. Look at DM beg for scraps from chat. Oh, delicious. Beautiful.
All right.
Okay.
So give me the damage. You want to do the same damage roll for both of them?
Yes, it's 3d6. All of my shit is 3d6 for some reason now. So it's 8 plus 5, which is 13?
13.
13 psychic damage to both of them. And they can't take reactions until the end of their next turn. So if anyone wants to move away, they're free to do so. And on their next turn, they must choose whether they have to move, action, or bonus action. Gets one of the three and nothing else.
Yeah, wow, that's huge.
It's good. It's a good spell.
Yeah, and they can't move without using an action to remove themselves. So they could use that action and then not be able to move.
Yep.
Yeah.
So they have to suck, I guess.
Mind Whip is so good. And do they
And,
make saving throws at the end of every turn?
For what?
To get over Mind Whip?
No, it's just it acts for one turn. So the next turn they have to choose, and they don't have reactions until then. That's it.
Yeah.
That's what it does.
Great.
And cracking the whip, Damien will put it back into his little suitcase and go back behind the corner and give a little high five to Equity.
Excellent.
In spite of the fact that that's objectively a terrifying spell, I've never been so menaced than by watching a businessman wield it. Somehow that feels extra wrong.
I use it on my interns all the time.
I was gonna say, it strikes me as that kind of spell.
Yeah.
Time to crunch, game devs.
Whoopsh. Exactly.
Wouldn't that make them less productive, though?
Look, it's a whole thing. Yeah, mate. You're up.
All right. So given it was decided that the black tentacles had been placed in such a way that we could move up to them without getting caught, I believe.
Yeah, due to one of them.
Cool. All right. The one that I could move up to, is it the one who cast the spell on Hjort?
It is not.
I really want to hit the one that cast the spell on Hjort. I think I'm just going to risk getting hit by the spell, to be honest. As I think you'll see Yevle kind of shake his head as the, as he sort of clears the magical influence from his vision, and I think looks up in time to see, I think, the other one making similar gestures, and noticing that it has also cast a spell. Yevle is going to snort and is going to lock eyes with the one that was casting, as I think you see sort of small amounts of smoke begin to come out of the little sort of like the end of his twiggy snout, which doesn't have nostrils, so it begs the question of where it's coming from. But as he does, is going to go ahead and take 1d8 points of necrotic damage, which is 7, ouch, as I'm going to use my bonus action to amplify the blood curse of the muddled mind on that one. Given he's concentrating on a spell, I believe, he has disadvantage on all concentration checks he makes until the end of my next turn. And then Yevle is going to take a few steps before jumping, taking advantage of his boots of springing and striding, as he kind of takes an enormous running leap just to make sure that he can get next to him without getting caught by the tentacles. And he's going to go to town, but I believe I have to make a saving throw against restrained first.
Yes.
You sure do.
Which is a what save?
Dex 18.
Okay. Dex is surprisingly good. Okay, sure. But I fail. Lol.
Oh shit.
I roll a 10. So I'm gonna take 3d6 damage, I think.
Yeah, and you're restrained. Hey, do you want me to drop the spell? I
Oh,
can.
no, it's up to you. You can hold it. It's fine. I'm going to, I believe, because this is just bludgeoning damage, while I'm transformed, I have a pseudo sort of barbarian rage going on, so I'm only going to take half of this anyway.
Oh,
Yep.
nice.
And
let me know how much I take.
Would you still... Yeah, you roll that bludgeoning damage for us, Daria.
11.
Cool. So I'll take 5.
And would you still take damage to initiate the curse?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
So I took the 7 for that, and I took the 5 for the spell. But even with restrained, I am now next to him, which I think means it's time to just go ham. So I'm going to be swinging with disadvantage, unfortunately, because I'm restrained.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, I forget one thing. I have advantage on saves against spells. I'm going to quickly re-roll that save.
Oh, shit.
Yes.
We passed that one because that's an 18 on the dice.
Excellent.
Oh, nice.
So never mind, not restrained and no extra damage, as instead we're going to take advantage of advantage because he's restrained and just swing
Yes.
twice.
Hell yeah.
Okay, so the first hit is a... Plus 11 is 25 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
And the second one is a 16 to hit.
That does not hit.
Yep. That's okay. The one hit that does land... Unfortunately, I rolled a nat 1 on both of my advantage rolls and then had to take whatever the other side was.
Rough.
That said, the one hit that I do land is going to deal... Unfortunately, not a lot. 9 bludgeoning damage as he thunks a sort of spiked fist into it. And I'll need it to make a concentration save with disadvantage, but it's only a DC 10, unfortunately. Because I rolled...
And minus d6.
Not on... Oh, yeah, on concentration save specifically, yes.
Yes.
This is the other one. It
Oh,
was
okay.
only
Fair
enough.
one of them that had that.
I did say, what is it? Oh, right, yeah, that one didn't have synaptic. Yeah, cool, gotcha.
Yeah.
All right.
However, It does fail.
Let's go. As I think he thunks this thing across the jaw and then looks back to Hjort and sort of gives a... I don't know if he can give a thumbs up right now with the state of his hands, but kind of turns and just... You good?
Yeah.
Nods and just whips back around to face him.
Hjort, the sage, removes its hand from your shoulder and says, I'm watching, and disappears.
I see you when you're sleeping.
You're on my naughty list.
Phenomenal.
Excellent. Great. Jenny, you're up. And Phidias.
All right. So, seeing this whole thing, Jenny is gonna hop off of Phidias. What can I do? I don't have like anything interesting except that. I'm not gonna do that again. It's gonna walk forward a little bit. You can hear this like creaking and clanking of gears as she's walking, and then it's gonna tilt her head to the side, look at the one closest, the one that's currently restrained, and just say,
They're both restrained.
okay, yeah. Well, the closest one.
Yep.
Not the one that the Djävla is pounding on. And just say, well, it seems you found yourself in a little bit of a bind there. I need him to make a wisdom save.
Okay.
Again. Vicious mockery.
That is another natural fuck.
Nice.
Oh, that's unlucky.
Ouch. It's not a whole lot of damage, but, you know. It's vicious mockery. 8 psychic damage, and you have disadvantage on the next attack roll.
Okay. That was the closest one. Okay.
Yep. And looking over to Djävla, this tiny gnome is just gonna go, oh, you are not a moose, but you can do it.
I think there'll just be a nod and a smile. I think he's familiar enough with Jenny's brand of fact stating that I think he'll just sort of nods and smiles to himself as if to agree with the fact that he's not a moose, but we'll take it happily.
Phidias is then going to move up. I don't think it's... No, they're not 20 feet away, but gonna move over to the one that is closest. The one that's currently been mocked.
Yep.
Shake his head a little bit, and you see the antler that's about to fall just goes a little bit more. And he's going to attack. First with the antlers. No on that one. That's a nat 1. You see him try to hit, and the antler just falls off completely. And angrily, he's going to try and kick instead. Oh wait, nope.
Misses that one too?
No. So I remembered, because he's restrained, right? The closest one. So I did have advantage, but the first one was funnier, so I'm gonna keep that one. Second one was a 6 and then a natural 20.
Hey.
Excellent. Okay.
So is a 2d4, which makes it a 4d4. How do you do crits, by the way?
Crunchy crits. So take the maximum possible value that you could roll, and then roll on top of that.
Okay. So that's an 8 +2, so 10 plus 14 bludgeoning damage as he just sees you see the antler just hanging in a bit of tinsel, and he's gonna rear up and just kick the Dow with his hooves and just say, well, it was bound to happen at some point.
Oh, I feel you, brother. Every
Excellent.
year.
Yeah.
Anything else from Jenny and Phidias?
No, that's it.
Okay. Hjort, you're up.
Hjort is a little bit mad that these genies decided to bring the Scarlet Sage of Solstice in. How far apart are they?
How far apart? Probably just 5 feet between them. They're not
So-
adjacent to each other, but one person could stand adjacent to both of them.
So if I were to moonbeam, I could only get one?
Yes, I think so.
Okay. He wants to moonbeam the fellow that tried to Scarlet Sage him.
Okay. So that is the one that is closer to the middle of the spell.
Yep. Excellent.
Yep. Is this a dexterity saving throw?
Hang on, let me close that so I can take a look. When a creature enters the area for the first time, on a turn, or starts its turn there, it is engulfed in ghostly flame, so it's just an entrance. I don't think there's any dex save.
Keep reading. Is there not a save? I thought there was.
It's for shape changes that get a saving throw.
Hang on.
I know,
this is
saving throw
Moonbeam, yeah?
disadvantage. Yeah, hang on. Constitution.
So yeah, it
you are
won't do
right.
anything immediately, but at
But
the
on their
start
turn
of
it
their
will.
turn,
Yep.
they'll have to make a con save against it.
Yep.
Yeah.
I see that
Brilliant.
now. Yep.
Okay, great. So
I should know this. God.
you summon Moonbeam on the further down. Is there anything else that Hjort does?
So that's his action. He has moonbeamed. Is anyone particularly hurt right now?
No, not really.
No.
They haven't touched anyone, so I think
Yeah,
you're good.
Okay.
so I think all the damage I've taken this fight at least has been from me pumping up my blood maledict, so...
So tell me one thing. With these tentacles, if they move, they take damage, right?
Well, they can't
n-
move. They are
Oh,
restricted.
yeah, no. Moving in the space doesn't hurt you. It's just that if you start your turn in the space, or if you're out of it and you move into it, it'll trigger. But it's not like a... What's it called? The thorn... What's it called?
Yeah.
Pushing
it's-
and
Okay.
pulling them is not going to
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not spike growth.
That's the
Can
one I was thinking of. Thank
try
you. Spike
to
growth.
telekinetically shove the other one into the moonbeam as well?
Smart.
You can, but it is actively being restrained.
Okay.
So I'm going to say that this would be advantage against the... Is it
The
a
shove?
contested
Yeah.
roll? Okay. What are you rolling with? Are you rolling with athletics?
So it's a telekinetic shove.
Mm-hmm. So how does it work?
I'm having a look here at how it works. It's a strength save from them.
Okay.
A DC of 18.
Yeah. Yeah, because it comes from a feat rather than a contested roll. I think it's just a saving throw effect now.
Yep.
Gotcha. Wow. Okay. No, never mind. They do have lots of strength. They just don't have an extra saving throw. Great. Yes, this Dow resists, mainly based around the legs, as these tentacles are not letting go.
Oh well. So yeah, he tries this. He snorts when it doesn't work, and he's just next time. And that would be him for now.
Okay, excellent. It is their turn now. They look at each other and speak angrily in a language that in Primordial. So I don't know if any of you know Primordial.
Nope.
But essentially, you do, Jenny?
Yep.
Essentially, they are saying, what the fuck is with these people? We haven't even fucking done anything to them yet. They are annoyed. And they really only have one thing that they can do. But first they take damage from being in the tentacles.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, 10.
Moonbeam for one of them, I believe.
Yeah.
Well,
one of them will have to make
I'm
the
doing
save.
one at a time.
Yep.
Yeah.
So what's the damage from the tentacles?
10 to each.
Okay.
Pretty good return on the investment on this 4th level spell.
Very much so.
Yeah, absolutely. Great. And Moonbeam is a con save. Can you roll the damage for me, please, Terris?
Yes, I can.
I had a spell I wanted to use, but
14.
D&D Beyond only gives me the 2024 version of it.
Oh, you should be able to,
They should
look
be
at
able
the...
I have the legacy on, but it doesn't show the
Yeah.
2014, so I can't choose that. Which is very
what is
annoying.
it?
Well, if it doesn't...
Prismatic spray.
If it doesn't
It's not-
have a different copy of it,
Okay,
then I think
I'll
it's
check.
probably the same.
It's not
Um,
available for bards in 2014.
Oh,
Right.
that'd be why.
I see.
Right.
Gotcha. Sorry, so what was the damage, Terrace?
That was 14 damage.
14 damage and a con save. Is it 18 that they're saving against?
Yes.
Yeah. 15. So they take that 8 damage.
14 damage.
14 damage.
With an 18 con save.
Great. Okay. They are both sub 100 hit points.
Yay.
They really have no other choice except to just hit whatever they can. So
That's me.
Oh no.
it's you. Hey, look, they are both going to hit you because
That's alright.
why not?
At least they're both
Um,
swinging with disadvantage because of restraint.
Yes.
We take those. We take those.
And one with a minus 1d6 as well. So
Yep.
that one is going to attack you first.
I don't have much AC though, so they might still be in with a shot.
I got
the
you.
first was a natural 20,
Oof.
but it was disadvantaged, so the other one was a 6.
Ooh.
What is your AC?
15.
15 with a plus 10. Yes, it does hit you, barely.
Yep.
And they have multi-attack.
Yep,
So
of course.
let's do the second one. No, that was a natural 1 again. So the first one hits you with 1 attack. So that would be 20 bludgeoning damage with this giant maul.
Excellent. Halves it as I think he turns and raises a wooden limb to ward off the worst of the blow, which holds up better than bone would.
And make a strength check for me, please.
Cool. Strength check or save?
Strength check.
Okay, I make those with advantage regardless, so it's a 14. If it's raw strength, that's an 18.
18 is exactly what you needed to not be knocked prone.
Let's
Nice.
go.
The second one is going to attack you now as well.
Excellent.
And that is 2 sub 10 numbers, so that ain't going to do it.
All right.
Oh, but it has a second attack. Beg
That
your
is
pardon. No, the highest would have been 15.
15 does hit.
15 hits.
Yeah,
Great.
meets beats.
Oh,
Yes.
never mind. I was going
Um,
cutting words, but I'll save it for next time.
Okay. Great. So that will be 20 points, 20 more points of bludgeoning damage.
Cool, which
And-
you'll also have.
Yep. And make another strength check for me, please.
Cool. I'll do that with advantage because I'm raging. Yep, that is 22 this time.
Yeah. Excellent.
Keeps his footing.
Yep. Great. These things are incredibly pissed off, but they're glad that they at least
I would be
did
too.
a little bit of damage.
I've been there.
Yeah. Excellent. Back to the top of the round, we have Damien again.
Yay!
Wow.
Okay, so you mentioned that they are just scraping the bottom of 300 HP or some shit? Is that what
100
you said? 100. Okay,
Yeah.
I was like, what?
No.
Okay, good. So I think we should start doing some damage to these bitches. I feel like, which one? Like, I'm a wizard with no fireball. That's my bullshit. What I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna do, my good old necrotic damage, because I'm such a necromancer boy.
Okay.
So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna
Life is a nightmare.
wither and bloom these motherfuckers.
Excellent.
Yes. So are they in a little sphere with 10-foot radius to each other?
Yep. They
Sweet.
are. There's 5 feet between them, so yeah, that would work. I think.
Beautiful. So they should they should make a Constitution saving throw, and I think that's one of them also does a D6 minus, right? Because it's a Constitution saving throw.
No, it's specifically
Only for
to
concentration.
Yeah.
Then never mind. Just con saves from the two fellas. 18 is my DC.
One of them got a natural 19, and one of them got a natural
So both
So
succeed.
they both pass. Yeah.
Motherfucker. That's okay. I'm still gonna do damage. It's just half. And do I get to heal? Yes. Okay.
Yes,
I
you
heal
do.
no
Yeah.
matter what. Okay, that's good. So I'm gonna do my damage. 4th level I'm doing. So
Nice.
it's 4d6. Okay, so that's 7 plus 6, that's 13 plus 5, 18 damage halved, which is 9.
9. Okay.
So yeah, they get. Oh, I misclicked. Sorry, that's Thunderstep. That's not even connected to anything. So they get that, and one creature of your choice can spend and roll one of its unspent hit dice, and regain a number of hit points plus your spellcasting ability. So who looks the worst? I think Yevle, right?
Yeah. I
Yeah,
think it
okay.
has been the only one that has taken any damage.
So use a hit
And he's
die
conveniently
and...
right in the middle of that effect.
Exactly. And so use a hit die and do a +5 to it. And you're gonna heal that. I don't hear you. I can't hear you, Zach.
I was muted. Whoops. 13 hit points back.
Nice. And what happens is the tentacles start procuring out of the black void beneath little written reports to brandish in front of the enemies, and they get confused and compuzzled. And one of the tentacles rises to do a little pat on Yevle's shoulder, and that's the turn.
That's amazing.
And I go back with my 60 measly HP.
Nice.
Yeah, excellent. For a second, I heard that as 16. I'm like, you what?
No. Oh, I wish.
Cool. Okay. Thank you, Damien. Yevle, you're up.
All right. I believe first thing I have to do on my turn is make another save against the tentacles because I'm starting my turn in their space.
Yeah.
If it's a dex save, I got a 22, so we're good.
Nice.
And I don't believe I take... Yeah, I don't take half on a success, which is great. So you'll see, I think, you have the sort of duck to the side, dodging out of the way of one of them before you'll see him kind of, again, with some difficulty because his fingers aren't functioning properly in this form, rotate one of the little, like, ribbon cuffs that encircles one of his wrists, revealing a little red strip of paper built into one of the ribbons before he sort of rubs his hands together and then strikes one of them against the paper, and you hear a as it lights like a match, and he's going to bump both fists together to catch them both, as I'm going to go ahead and take 1d8, which is 4 necrotic damage, to turn on my Crimson Right. So now
Nice.
my unarmed strikes, which I can target while I'm transformed, deal an additional 1d8 fire damage on a hit. And he's going to just turn to the one that he started beating on last turn. And I think the smoke, again, kind of without nostrils, just kind of pouring from the gaps in the sticks that make up the front of his face, will just sort of begin to billow out a little stronger as he knocks both fists together and then goes for a 1-2.
Yeah. Your character is like the cover of a metal album.
Yes.
Yeah, a bit.
Really cool.
Yeah. So, he's going to... this first one is an 18 to hit.
That hits, equals bets.
And the second one is a 23,
Yes.
which is very good. So, do you need to know damage types between fire and bludgeoning?
I do not.
Awesome. I just need to find one more d8. There's one. Okay. So the first one will deal a total of 14 damage. And then the second one deals 15 damage as he sort of cocks back and just rocks one fist then the other across this thing's... or one across the jaw and then one into the chest. And I think kind of just huffs, letting out a bunch of smoke, and I'll pass the turn.
Yeah, wow.
Excellent.
Awesome. Jenny and Phidias, you're up. Hjort on deck.
All right. So I can't do that because there's a Yevli in the center. Okie doke.
Oh no.
Sorry.
Gimli will be fine, I'm sure.
Yeah,
I'll be
how
right.
about we don't give him a negative D6 to attack rolls?
Oh.
Synaptic static, eh? Oof.
I love that spell. It's
That's
amazing.
very good.
It's best.
All right, let's keep
So-
it moving. So what's happening?
Yep. So what is happening is, Jenny is going to look at these two Dao and lift her hands. You hear that a violin sound again, and she's gonna pull her hands, like push them together and pull her hands apart. And I need both of them to give me a wisdom save.
Okay.
As like these electric tendrils start whirling up, and she's gonna cast Hold Monster on both of them.
Nice. What level are you casting it at?
It will be 6th level, so I can get both.
Damn.
Yeah,
Damn,
wow.
full paralysis. Let's go.
Yeah.
Wow.
And DC 18?
17.
17. Okay. The
I don't think
First
either of them
one-
will take the minus d6 though. Because I'm pretty sure to start casting this, you have to drop concentration on Synaptic.
Synaptic is not a concentration, but it's not
Oh,
on
it isn't.
saving throws.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, true. Sorry, moot point anyway. Never mind.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
bad.
the first one struggles and resists the spell, but the second one fails. What does it look like?
So basically, it's because all of the themes again around like synaptic discharges in or lightning. It's basically like a whirlwind of static that like keeps making them unable to move because they keep getting shocked.
Great. So this is like an evolution of the synaptic static. That's cool.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, awesome. Great. And that effectively makes them paralyzed, yes?
Yes. They can make a save at the end of each of their turns. But yeah, it's paralyzed.
And I think that means that they are incapacitated, so any melee attacks against them are automatic crits?
Yeah.
Yes.
Paralysis.
Advantage on
boys.
hits and automatic crits.
Nice.
Yeah. Okay, goodbye, Dow.
I'm ready.
Fantastic.
Let
What
me
about
at 'em.
Phidias?
But it only got on one of them, right?
Yeah, correct. Yep.
Phidias is going to once again try to hit the one closest to him. Now,
Yep,
with
that'll be
the
the one on the edge.
Yes, with this remaining antler. First one is a 19 to hit.
19
The
hits.
antlers.
Nice.
Where are my d8s? There's one. Gonna do that one. 8, 13, 17 piercing damage with the antlers. Antler,
Wow.
the one remaining.
Mm-hmm.
And come on. Really? 15 with the hooves.
It's
Not bad.
So
No,
15
15 to hit with the hooves.
doesn't hit.
Okay. So first he's gonna slice with the remaining antler, and as it rears up, he kind of tilts back a little bit too far and then comes back to stand again.
Mm-hmm.
Just-
Okay. Awesome. Next up is Hjort.
So Hjort is being very mindful not to put down his moonbeam. He sees that these creatures are now incapacitated, so he is going to
One of them is.
One of them. He is going to try and smack at the incapacitated creature with his rapier.
The incapacitated one is the one that is further into the middle of the spell. So
That's okay.
you would
He'll
have
move.
to
He'll move.
move into it.
Yep, he'll move
So
in.
you'll have to make the save against the tentacles, because if
That
if
is
you fail the
a-
save, it might stop you reaching him. But
Is that a strength save?
dex save.
Dex save. That is a 25
Nice.
Oh,
Dex
You're
save?
good. Yep.
and an 18
Huge.
to hit the creature, the Dow.
Yep. A roll with advantage
Oh,
in
okay.
case you get a crit.
Still a 17 to hit. I don't know why I said 18. Still a 17 to hit.
17 does not hit.
Damn. Let me just check something real quick with his reaction. He's up in its face. So what he'll do then with his reaction, his bonus action, is he'll try and once again telekinetically shove the creature that is not in his moonbeam into it.
Okay.
Which is another DC 18 strength save.
Does that ability allow you? Can you only push away from yourself, or does it allow you to push in a different direction?
Oh,
Because at
actually,
the moment
I
you are
can move
not
it.
angled such.
No, I can only move it toward or away from me. My bad.
Yeah. Okay.
So I will not do that.
Yeah,
Instead,
okay.
I will give a bardic inspiration to the moose.
Nice.
Excellent.
Great. The real moose, as opposed to
The moose at all.
the
I'm a
three
coach.
different facsimiles of meese that we have seen through this
Meese?
campaign.
Is that
Yeah.
a thing?
Yeah.
Moosies, bees, yes.
It's like sheep and sheepies.
Yes.
Sure. Cool. Thank you very much for that, Terris. Okay.
And that's me done.
It is
Sorry.
now. Sorry, was there something else?
No, that I just said it, and that's me done.
Yeah.
My bad.
Yeah, fantastic. Okay, it is the Dow's turns again. What a time they are having. Roll for Evards for them both, please.
Oh, cool.
Daria?
So- Okay.
Oh, that's me. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, they got to
I
make
forgot.
saves against.
I forgot. So that's a 11 to both of them.
Fantastic. Okay. Good. They hate that.
Oh, they do. Oh.
But luckily, I put a typo in when I was fixing one of their hit points, so now he's on 649 hit points.
Nice. Nice.
Got
Good
him.
move. See, we didn't think of that. We didn't prepare a strategy for that.
Yeah, you didn't prepare for DM just
Yeah.
making shit up. Great.
Really, it's
and
our
so,
fault.
I mean, it's definitely your fault, Daria. Being paralyzed, does that prevent you from making Constitution saves? Probably not.
No,
No.
it doesn't. So.
Yeah, okay. Terrace, can you roll the moonbeam damage for me, please? And I will,
Absolutely can, sir.
Yeah.
see what they roll.
Yeah, they don't. I think they only auto fail strength and dex.
Yeah.
This poor Dow,
makes
man. This poor
That
Dow.
is very low damage of 4.
Okay. It definitely beats that. So it does it take half damage or no damage? Moonbeam. It doesn't matter. It's just going to take 2 damage.
Yep.
Mhm.
Cool. One of them is paralyzed and can't do shit.
You do get a
Yeah.
save at the end.
Yes. I'm just trying to remember who is near this first one.
think it's-
Devle is, but that didn't go
Oh,
so
me and
well.
Hjort, actually, because Hjort ran
Yeah.
in. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hjort
Yeah,
with
this one is
very little
going
AC.
to try to attack Hjort. So have disadvantage on the attacks, but they have multi-attack with these moves. Okay. Dirty 20 to hit.
That will definitely hit Hjort.
Mhm.
For a record, he has an AC of 13.
Great. So then the 22 will also hit.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
This creature's face lights up as they finally connect meaningfully with something that they're trying to do, and particularly because you're the one who instigated this in the first place. So with 2 maul attacks, you will take 20 damage from each of them.
Ooh.
Oh, that's nearly half my hit points right there.
So 40 total, and I would like you to make 2 strength checks, please.
Strength checks. That's a 4
Okay.
and a 15.
Don't bother with the second one. Okay, you fail both of them. The Dow kind of does like an uppercut thing to you with the first maul attack and knocks you down, and then with the second one brings the maul down on top of you, but it doesn't have advantage because it still has disadvantage, so it wouldn't really affect anything in terms of damage. But yeah, you are on the ground covered in these tentacles, and
Yuck.
getting the shit beaten out of you.
Also, I think you might have to make some concentration checks for Moonbeam, right?
Yes.
Yeah, great point. Thanks.
You're
Those
good.
are con checks or con saves, I think.
Con saves.
Saves.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's an 8, so no, Moonbeam is gone.
Okay.
Oh wait,
Um,
hang on, I've got advantage when I take damage.
Okay.
So let me try that again. That's a 14.
Okay.
How much damage
and now,
did you take?
20. So that's fine. And then make the save again.
And the next one is a 17.
Yeah, excellent.
Pass.
Great.
Moonbeam is still up.
Yeah, good job saving that. And the paralyzed Dow does not succeed on their saving throw.
Nice.
Damien, back top of the round. These things are looking
Okay.
really rough. They're
They're
crumbling.
looking really rough. Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay. Let's do another mind whip. Because those seem to work pretty nice. Actually, should I capitalize on the fact that one of them is fucking can't move?
Any melee attacks, not that you probably do them anyway, but any melee attacks against the paralyzed one will be automatic crits.
I mean, sure. Let's go for Ray of Frost. Oh, that's not even a melee attack. What am I?
No.
You
doing?
do still have advantage on attacks though, even if you're at
Yes.
range. So,
Oh, that's
although
good.
actually
yeah.
you'll have advantage on both of them because restrained will also give you that for ranged. So,
Oh, that's good. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna Ray of Frost one of them, and actually, I'm gonna take equity. I'm gonna say, and now a little bit of practice, and I point her little goblin thingies at the one of them, and I'll cast Ray of Frost at them. So I have an
Great.
advantage. Yeah.
Goblin
Okay.
toddler as an arcane focus. Okay then.
Okay, so that's a 19 on the die plus 10, so 29.
Yeah.
Okay, that's 3d8.
Which one is this against? The one on the edge or the paralyzed one under the moonbeam?
They look both kind of similar in terms of how shit they look, right?
Yeah.
I think the
I'm
paralyzed.
gonna
one-
do the one that is not under the moonbeam.
Okay.
Understandable.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So that's 7 plus 5. That's 12 plus 6. That's 18.
Nice.
Wow. Okay.
So, Karen's right. This does sound like child exploitation.
And he's gonna be like, "Good job, Equity."
Look, if any character here would have a goblin toddler as an arcane focus, it would be Damien.
That is
Yep.
true.
Yep.
Excellent. Well done, Equity. Yeah, you're up.
Alrighty. First things first, I have to repeat my save. Yeah, I got a 25. As I think one of the
Nice.
tentacles reaches for him and he kind of just kicks it out of the way. Before I think you see him kind of roll his shoulder back and is just going to thock one straight in the middle of the face of the one that is paralyzed.
Great. You have advantage anyway, but roll with advantage.
I do. That is a 27.
Yeah, that hits.
And that's an automatic
This is an automatic
crit, I
crit. Yeah.
Which means, so it's take max and then roll again, you said?
Yes.
Cool. Well, then in that case, that will be...
So we're only adding the damage modifier once.
Yes,
But,
but all the dice get
yeah.
rolled, yeah.
Yes.
That's totally cool. So that's 29 points of collective damage as he rocks a fist back and goosh, because crits when you roll 2 dice per hit are pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. Okay.
So he will poof pop that one. I assume he's still conscious.
He is still conscious.
Round 2.
For as conscious as a paralyzed creature can be.
Yep. 24 to hit. So then I'll roll the damage
yes.
again, and it's another automatic crit.
Yeah.
That is a better roll than the first, though, for 33 points of damage.
Nice.
How would you like to do this?
As
Hey.
I think fully just what is it? Catches like, I think as I said, sort of rocks back, goes for the goes like right for the center of the face, clocking it sort of like right above the nose, and then realizing it is sort of still conscious but reeling, will actually sort of duck down and bring his other fist up in just sort of like uppercut, classic Street Fighter style, just poof, straight up through the bottom of his chin.
Amazing. As you make contact with the chin, it explodes into a cloud of sand and disintegrates, dropping its maul and this necklace, which it was wearing.
Excellent. And then with that, he will sort of grin, let out another snort before he turns, walks over, and because this is the first turn this combat I haven't had to set something up with a bonus action, he's going to use his bonus action to punch one more time. Whoomp.
Hell yeah.
Excellent. Great.
This will be an advantage, but no auto
Yes.
crits. Which is a 22 to hit, which I believe
Yeah,
will
that
hit.
hits.
Which will be a total of 16 damage this time, as he sort of finishes the first one off, and as he turns to sort of to go for the other, even with him restrained, goes for sort of a feint before he brings his left fist around in a hook into the side. Poof.
Fantastic.
We'll pass the turn.
Still up, but yeah, looking rough. Jenny and Phidias, you're up.
All right. So the one that so what was I going to do? Okay. Jenny's going to take a step back a little bit, and seeing as I can't do that again, she's going to look over to the one remaining Dow and tilt her head to the other side and just seems your friend wasn't all that he was cracked up to be. I think you're the same.
Nice.
And cast Vicious Mockery again.
Mm-hmm.
So the DC 17 Wisdom save.
Succeeds.
Dang.
Oh well.
Yeah, that's, as a long-time bard player, that's
Yeah.
the reason why I really dislike Vicious Mockery, because it just feels like crap when they
I mean,
succeed.
it's a cantrip, and when it
Yeah.
hits, that disadvantage to attack rolls is huge.
Yeah.
But it's like, yeah. And I didn't pick any attack spells that won't hurt my party. So
Mhm.
Jenny's
That's
built
fine,
for
I'm
support,
sure.
not attack.
Yeah, that's all good. I'm sure that one of your party will be able to clean him
Yeah.
up.
She's gonna look
okay.
over at
Phidias?
Hjort
Oh.
and just say, being on the ground is not fun. You should pick yourself up.
Oh, I get knocked down, but I get up again.
Are they going to keep you down?
No.
Phidias is just gonna give Jenny that look of neutral disapproval, but from a moose.
Mhm. So to
And
be
it's-
clear, do you give Hjort inspiration, or you're just
yes,
laughing at him?
So
Yeah,
bardic the inspiration to Hjort, and Phidias is going to try first of all. I am glad that's with advantage. That doesn't hit. That's a 15.
Oh, yeah, that does not hit.
Nope. I rolled a nat 1 and 9. So
Mhm.
with the hooves.
And second attack? Is that another nat 1?
That was a 4 and a 5 on the dice. So either a
Ouch.
10 or an 11 to hit.
That's unlucky.
Mhm.
You did
see
have bardic inspiration on the moose, by the way. Which
Oh,
is
it's
a
on the
D10.
moose?
Yeah.
Yes.
Where's my D10? There it is.
Of course, it's
That's
going
not
to inspire this problem.
that doesn't help. That's a 1.
Oh dear. I tried.
The moose is just gonna too distracted by the whole like, Jenny, what the fuck you doing? Tries to swipe, misses completely, and then tries to kick.
I'll tell you
Dal.
what happens.
Yeah.
As Jenny tries the vicious mockery, before she even opens her mouth, or just as she opens her mouth, the Dao forms sand, turns its hands into sand to block its ears, and then seems to see exactly when and where these strikes are coming from the moose, and just turns its body into sand to avoid them, as if it saw all of this coming.
Dope.
Phidias is just gonna go, this is your fault, Jenny.
All right, Hjort. You have a moonbeam that is up but is not currently on anything because that thing died.
Yes, he will move that moonbeam onto the creature that is still alive.
I think that's an action to move moonbeam.
I think so.
Yep. You're happy doing that?
Yep.
Okay. Great. Anything else? Bonus action? Oh, in fact, you are prone and in the Evard's tentacles. So
Yes.
I would like you to make a dexterity saving throw with disadvantage.
Oh shit.
You do have the bardic inspiration.
That's an 11, and it's a D10 for bardic inspiration.
Yes.
So that's a 15 all up.
That's not enough.
But
You still
what does...
get 4 temporary hit points.
Excellent.
Which you're going to need because you're about to take damage from Evard's tentacles.
Yes.
Thanks, Daria.
Okay. 10 damage. You're very welcome.
Okay, excellent. 10 damage. Done.
Yes. So you can still use your action to move the moonbeam if you want, or you can use the action to attempt to break free of the tentacles.
Do they need to do a constitution check for the spell?
Yes, they do. Thank you. Make a concentration
with
check.
Advantage, because I've got the thingy.
Yep.
Let's have a look. See, that's a
Looking
12.
for a 10. Great. You do keep the concentration up.
So yeah, he will unhappily stay in the black tentacles. That's fine. As a bonus action, I've got those somewhere. He is going to do nothing. That's reactions, that's why. He's going to bardically inspire Damien. Yes.
Oh,
Oh, wait, who's, yeah, Damien's next in... Yeah, Damien.
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah.
Damien
Done.
or
Best.
Equity?
He's going to inspire that freaking baby. Yeah, he's just going to, having moved his moonbeam, he's just going to go, sort of clap his hands together while on the floor and just go, okay, Equity, you do it for Uncle Hjort, okay?
Nice.
Excellent. Great. Okay. It is the Dow's turn.
Gonna get fucked up.
Roll for tentacles. And roll for moonbeam damage, and he will roll to resist.
Okay. 11 for tentacles.
Finding moonbeam. There. Oh, that's not bad. 12 moonbeam damage.
Nice.
Okay.
Pretty good.
And what was the roll that they had to make?
18. I want to say Dex.
I think
It's con. 18
Moonbeam's
con.
con save, yeah.
18 con. Yep.
Okay. Unfortunately, it does make that save.
So they'll still
so
take
it only
6.
takes half damage. Yep.
Yep.
it is sand is pouring off of this thing, but it is still barely holding together. It is going to bring this attack down onto Hjort, who is restrained and prone. So rolling with straight rolls.
Yeah.
I'm gonna die.
And it is removing a d6 from all of these stats. So a 16.
One moment. I've got reaction cutting words.
Okay.
So I would like to use one of my bardic inspirations to cutting words this thing. Where am I? Here. And so they need to remove a...
I think you roll your inspiration and it removes that much.
From the dice, so that's not going to help me.
Okay.
But I tried.
So
I
a
get
15.
another shot. Yeah, it's still going to hit. I've got an AC of 13. I am a moose at all.
And the second one hits you as well. But I'm curious, what does the attempted cutting words sound like?
He's just said, "You're never going to keep me down."
Nice.
Squash. Two sets of 20 bludgeoning damage.
Just the
Damn.
"you're never gonna keep me down" sound of cracking ribs.
Yeah. Just splats.
No.
Is that a
I'll address it.
moose
No one has
door now?
mentioned anything, but I'm just using the average damages from the monster stat blocks because it's just a bit quicker.
Yep.
Makes sense.
So in advance for squashing you. So you take 40 damage in total.
Yep.
How's Hjort doing?
He's hurt, but he's alive.
Wow.
Barely.
What's Hjort's hit point max?
97.
Wow.
So you're
okay.
on like what?
17.
11.
Yeah,
11.
gotcha. Because of the extra bit from
Tentacles.
the Evards. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Okay.
Oof.
This DAO is looking fairly satisfied that it has basically kind of done its job. Damien and Equity, take this home.
Okay. Damien will put Equity in front of him again. Okay, let's do it for the bloodied uncle on the ground. And he's gonna aim and do another ray of frost on them bitches. I hope I do well.
Renegade Uncle is the name of my moose.
I have
metal
advantage, right?
They are
Yes.
restrained.
Sweet. Oh, natural 20. Okay.
Hey,
What does that
it's
mean?
meant to be. So
What
wait,
does that
at our level, I think it's 3d6. So you'd be rolling 3d6 plus 18, I think.
So it's Ray of Frost is D8. So
D8.
3d8
Never mind.
plus...
So 3d8 plus 24.
Jesus. Okay.
No. 3d8 plus 4.
I rolled 8. Jesus Christ.
You don't, you don't double the
Four?
modifier.
No, there is no modifier for cantrips. It's plus 24 because it's the max on the dice
The crit.
of 3d8.
This might be the first time Equity kills someone. I'm very excited.
yeah, I'm dumb.
So 8, 8, 8.
So is it
that's
48 damage total?
Wait, did you roll max?
I rolled max. I rolled 3.
Then yeah, 48 cold damage.
Oh my god. Holy, that's a
It
riff
was
of cantrip.
genuinely meant to be. Holy, Equity actually
Jesus.
brings it
This-
home.
With this DAO's 4 remaining hit points.
Oh god. That's such overkill.
Yeah. I almost said don't bother rolling, but I didn't want to rob that from you, and I'm glad I didn't.
That's
Equity lets out this sustained beam of.
She
Sorry,
screams like a Dragon Ball character.
do you mind if I take this from you?
Go on, please go on.
Yeah. She lets out this sustained, Kamehame, of snow kind of erupts around her, and this beam of ice makes contact with this dhow, almost like seeming to transform the substance that it is made out of into ice, which then cracks. And it's almost like one of those ice machines is applied to it. It turns into ground ice, which just kind of falls into place with a maul, a frosty maul, and a frosty necklace.
Incredible.
Amazing.
Nice. Outside the room, you see Damien Equity and the Skeleton Insurance do a little happy dance. They're celebrating her first kill.
And Equity looks up at you and with her first word says, murder.
Yay!
Absolutely
And-
incredible.
And we will take a break there.
Do you want to do a murder?
Yes.
We will.
It's like the SpongeBob meme, but it says murder.
yeah. We will be back in 5 to 10 minutes. Assuming our tech person Karen is ready, but I am going to assume that she is because I have the utmost faith in her. We will be back soon. Say goodbye, everybody.
Bye bye.
everybody.
Hello. Welcome back to Corsair's Cove.
Oh.
I'm Brendan and I'm DMing today, and I've been joking about killing my player characters, but they are just like, hey Brendan, go fuck yourself. I'm just going to murder your creatures and take maybe 2 hits. So that's what's been happening tonight. Let's launch back into it. So you are in a diamond-shaped room with 3 exits, one of which you entered from. There is an open hallway in one direction and a closed set of crystal doors directly opposite where you came in. There is this large crystal dais in the dead center, which is currently being enveloped by black tentacles, as well as 1 pile of dust and 1 pile of snow with some necklaces and balls in them. The scene is yours.
right. Jenny is going to look over to Hjort and lifting her hand, you hear that scraping type of violin music again. I'm just gonna point to Hjort and say, "You're a moosator, not a moose-ator," and cast Healing Word.
Thank you.
Let's do it at 4th level. Why not? That's 4d4.
Yep.
Wow.
And
Nice.
while that's happening, I do think Yevla will reach down a hand to pull Hjort to his feet and will turn to Damien and just any chance the tentacles can go?
Please.
Okay, no problem. Bye-bye. Good work, guys. And I'll do like little high fives to each tentacle. And they dissipate into the blackness again. And I'll put
They all
the
form a humanoid thumb at their tip as they disappear into the ground.
nice.
Okay,
So-
Hjort gets 13 hit points.
Thank you.
Noise. So
I nearly
I'll
damaged
let the
myself
spell-
for 13, which would have been disastrous.
I'll put the equity down, and she'll probably check out the little jewels that are left.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, excellent. She will put them on like costume jewelry.
Hell yeah.
I think
Well done,
Yedler
Equity.
will turn to Hjort and just. So what exactly is happening?
Oh, so we were sent here basically to find one of our researchers who had gone here researching a specific book explaining basically it has our names in it with in relation to a mummy lord. Apparently we've all consented to swapping our organs with it, which I have no memory of, but that's essentially part of the course. That's part of the course. Would he have the book?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. So he'd pull it out, and then he'd show you the page with all our names on it. Just, do you remember agreeing to this?
That is strange. I have no organs to give.
You
Also,
have.
I
Not
personally
notified.
would remember signing any waivers or NDAs in the last couple of days. I have a legal team for this.
What is the word that that goblin used that time? It's pretty dodgy. I think is the word used. Dodgy, yes, very dodgy. Like the Scarlet Sage. Like the Scarlet Sage has got something to do with this. Probably not.
Can I actually use my business acumen in my legal practice to inspect the list and investigate the language and the signature and stuff?
Yeah, use not
Um,
my handwriting.
You can, but actually, it is more your practiced necromancy studies that is most relevant here in this book. So give me an Arcana check with advantage.
Oh, advantage! Ooh la la! And I do
Ooh.
still
Yeah.
have a bardic inspiration that we haven't used. Yes.
Okay.
Oh, thank God for advantage because I rolled an actual one on the first. Yikesies! Hiya! Okay. What's your bardic inspiration? D6?
D10.
D10. Ooh la la! This is gonna be juicy. Okay. So that's a 17 plus 6. That's 20. God damn it.
17 plus 6,
Three?
23.
23 plus 11. That's 34.
Wow. Yeah. Amazing. Okay. So first of all, this book is covered in a crystal material very similar to the crystal that makes up every surface in this chamber. And it has a similar green eye made of jewels on the center of it. And on the cover is the title, The Canopic Being. You would be aware of the fact that canopic jars are used by in burial rites, particularly burial rites that are associated with mummies to hold organs. As you flick through the pages, and Hjort has seen this book, so he would probably point out one of the rituals that they had earlier identified, which it describes the process. It is a magical ritual to replace a subject's organs, well, one organ of a subject with one organ of a mummy lord. And the original the subject's original organ is then displaced and can be held, or anything can be done with it, really. But the important thing is that the subject is basically turned into a living canopic jar, which holds on to the organ. Something that you catch that the other group didn't is that this process can result in one of two things: either a person who feels linked to you, but otherwise isn't mind controlled or anything, and can basically act as a living servant, or it can turn the subject into a canopic golem, which makes them basically a blank canvas for the Mummy Lord to transmit their consciousness through.
Oofa. And our names are on the list of that ritual?
Yep.
Yeah, so on the last page of the book, there is a list, and it is, I'm trying to find specifically what it says. Bear with me. Yes, those who have been bestowed.
So we have already
and
been
there is
rooted around.
That is something that you're not sure of. The other group were not able to ascertain.
Allegedly.
But part of the ritual is that the recipient of the Mummy Lord's organs, they lose memory of the process. What is important to say is that this is a huge list in several different forms of handwriting, but all of your names, as well as other names that you recognize, and the name of Myaston Sadar, who is the sage from Candlekeep that you were sent to find, are all in the same writing.
Okay.
Along with some
Quick
other
question.
names you don't recognize.
Actually, two questions. One, is equity on the list?
No.
Okay, good. Two, do I have any knowledge of it being reversible? Is this a reversible ritual?
There in the book there is mention of something called a right of reclamation.
Shit.
And it basically says refer to appendices X. And so then you refer to appendices X and it has been torn out.
Yep. Fucking yep. Okay.
Hjort would also like to point out that before coming here, he did ask his mice if he had if they remember any such ritual happening to them. Now the mice are not in the book, so we're assuming that they didn't have that, and they don't remember this having happened either.
Okay, so I'll relay the information that I got from the book, and I'll say, yeah, this is all quite dodgy. I, as a businessman, am appalled and also inspired. I do have one thing I can try to do. I can try and locate the torn page if it is on this, in this area. I have locate object.
Oh, so do I. I forgot about that again.
Really?
You lost a lot of blood.
Do I have locate object? I thought I did. I used to. Yes, I do.
Can I try something?
Go on.
He'll hold out a hand for the book. So this is a bit of a weird one. So it's totally up to you how this works, DM, because it's a cool ability, but it's worded very vaguely. So I'm going to use Bloodhunter's Grim Psychometry. So I can try to make a history check to recall information about the sinister or tragic history of an object that I'm touching or my current location, and I get advantage on the check. And at the DM's discretion, a suitably high roll might cause your character to experience brief visions of the past connected to the object or location. And given our names are all written in this book, and so they were clearly added at some point, I'd like to try to recall information about when our names were added, if I can.
I love this ability.
Can I ask how often can you use this ability?
It doesn't have a limit on it, but also I don't think I'm going to be using it much.
Yep.
I will also say I'm rolling this with advantage, but I have a -1. So
Can I use my
yeah.
last bardic inspiration on this?
I believe I
Give it to
actually
him?
still have one from combat
Oh,
that Jenny
excellent.
gave me that I never spent.
Yeah.
So, what's your bardic
Ardanna,
inspiration?
what benefit does Diable get for you using this on an ability check?
Ability
good question.
checks. Okay, so if you use it for an ability check, you can roll the bardic inspiration die twice and pick which one to use.
Cool. I'll do that. I'll take the first. But so also yours is a D10, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Against all odds, that's a 26
Nice.
with a
Right.
-1. Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Would you, because I'm not familiar with this ability at all, could you please read the ability for me again?
yeah, sure. So, it says here, when you reach 9th level, you gain a supernatural talent for discerning the secrets surrounding mysterious relics or places touched by evil. Whenever you make an intelligence history check to recall information about the sinister or tragic history of an object you are touching or your current location, you have advantage on the check, and at the DM's discretion, a suitably high roll might cause your character to experience brief visions of the past connected to the object or location. So that's entirely up to
Okay.
you as to whether that yields anything / yields anything useful. But I figured I would try it, and then obviously we've also got the good old locate object right afterwards as well to see whether we can get some more stuff. So
Yeah, excellent. Okay. And you said that your primary goal was to determine when your names were written.
yeah, I'm trying to if I can target this towards when our names were added to the book, because if we apparently consented to it, maybe there'll be something about that if I can experience a vision of that time.
Yeah, certainly. Okay. The rest of you watch as Yavle. I'm going to take some liberties here,
Yeah,
Zach, if you don't mind.
go for it.
Yavle kind of collapses into a pile of sticks.
Yeah, valid.
Yavle, you see a woman, a woman that you haven't seen before, as that you are conscious of. She is in yellow robes and has a third eye tattoo on her forehead, but she also has like a diadem around her forehead which frames it. And she is floating in a crystal chamber, very similar to the crystal that you have been trotting on and under. You see that her eyes are blank, and then as if having a vision, and then she snaps back to reality, gestures, and this book floats towards her, and she summons a quill out of nowhere and starts writing some names. Make an insight check for me as well.
Sure. That I'm slightly more passable at.
Slightly
Nat
more
one.
possible than 23. Okay.
I was gonna say I had the advantage and stuff, which was nice, but history's a -1. Insight's a +2, but that ain't it. Actually, you know what? I
Okay.
do have my point of channel inspiration. I'm gonna try to re-roll that to at least not
Okay.
be a nat 1. It's a 6, so it's an 8 total. It's still not good, but it's not a nat 1.
Okay.
I'll take it.
She is fairly stoic, but you notice a look of concern on her face. which seems to prompt her to write these names. You do not see anyone else present while she is doing this, and your vision cuts to an over-the-shoulder view, and you see that she is writing your names.
Interesting. So she seems concerned, and she appears to have had some sort of a vision that has prompted this in some way. Interesting.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
And the rest of you watch as the sticks one by one start to rebuild themselves and entwine themselves with the ribbon as Yavle returns to consciousness.
That looked intense. Yavle.
It was. I saw someone, a lady, eye, and a crown. She was having a vision, I think. And then she wrote our names in. But she looked worried.
Well,
I
we
wonder
should
if she
try
was worried
to-
for us, or if she was putting in our names without us knowing. Maybe if she was worried that we were actually capable, and that we might come to reclaim them.
I still don't understand how she got one of my organs, because I do not have them. But I feel that we should stick together.
Yes.
Not bad.
I'm trying.
All right.
So-
Should I try to do like a spell to find the missing page? If it's somewhere around here, we'd probably be able to find it.
Probably wise.
Before
Let's give
you
it a go.
do, Hjort, is there anything that you wanted to share with your friends about this dais?
Yes. I have one order of business that I need to conclude here. Dolph, you all know Dolph. Says there's a hilt of a sun sword inside the dais. He wants it. I need to get it for him.
And those of you who care to can peer into this crystal dais, and you can see a hilt jeweled with diamonds embedded within it.
Ooh.
See?
Does that look like a arcane, like magical item?
It does, yes.
If I can
do have
touch it.
identify.
Oh, you too. You can also
Yeah.
identify.
That's what caused the whirligigs before I touched
Oh.
it to identify it, and out they popped. I don't know if we touch it again, if that's gonna happen again.
What I
So,
will
you
tell you,
said-
because what you identified, Hjort, was the dais and not the hilt itself. The hilt, to be clear, hilt is not sticking out of it. The
Yep.
hilt itself is completely encapsulated.
Right.
So there's no way of touching the hilt. But Hjort, when you identified the dais, as well as the information you got about it being able to reform itself, you also got the sense that once it kind of triggers these creatures to appear, that function becomes inert for a period of time.
Query. Small query. Shatter can't damage a magic item, can it?
No,
Would it be able to
not
damage?
a inverted commas magic item.
So I should be able to shatter the dais, but not the sword?
That makes sense to you?
Makes sense to me. Not sure if it. Well, it makes sense to Hjort. I'm not sure if it makes sense to me because the dice may be magical.
Mhm.
You think that it's probably not a risky option.
Can everyone please stand back?
Mhm.
Okay.
Quick question. Hjort said who needed the dagger?
Dolph.
The sword? Dolph. Okay. Before we do, Hjort,
Yeah.
why did Dolph tell you why?
It's the Scarlet Sage made it, I believe, and
Oh.
he wants to reclaim it for him, I suppose.
How
I have no
big
issue with that.
is this dais?
It is about 5 by 10 feet.
All right. Well,
If everyone were to get behind me, I will just shatter the thing.
Okay. I'll grab Equity and we'll leave the room again,
I-
just peeping out.
if it does not work, I have an idea. And Jenny's gonna back away, and Fidia's just. Why did you
Always have
bring
ideas
me
and no one
here? And walks and puts himself between Jenny and whatever is going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
So if you don't mind, I'll just use a shatter. Do you want me to roll damage?
I do.
That is 16.
16. Okay, great. And it's not quite in the spell, but let's call it double damage against objects. So 32. You see the crystal starts to crack, but doesn't quite shatter.
Can he then use his horns to sort of try and batter it to bits?
Sure. Make an attack roll.
That's an 11 to hit.
You try to hit with your horn, and it bounces off somewhat painfully.
Ow.
Oh, I got
This is
it.
a hard crystal.
Yes.
Okay.
Me too.
Yeah, I think he hits with his horn and mice just fall out of them. And he's
Yeah.
scooping them all back up and putting them back into his hand. Just oops.
At this point, Phidias looks at Hjort and just, let me try.
Okay.
I think
gonna walk
Yevla, who was just pulling his halberd out, will just step back. After you.
Roll to
he's
attack.
gonna walk up and just stomp down on where the crack is. I'm gonna roll in here. That's a 10.
Yeah.
It's like, oh.
It just kind of stops. Yeah.
Right. One moment.
I'll get you the name of the farrier that I use later.
I will.
Thank
You'll
you.
see him kind of shift his grip to the very bottom of the long sort of haft of the halberd to give himself the most leverage he can, and just kind of heaves it over his head, going for a big overhead swing, and rolls a 26.
Yeah, that definitely makes contact.
This guy knows what it's about.
And very good roll. That is an 11 plus 4. 1 moment. That does that. So it's 15 points of damage.
Great. 14 was what you needed.
Hey, there we go.
Nice.
As he'll just-
this
yeah.
dice had an AC of 18 and 50 hit points total.
Nice.
So, Yeble, you hit exactly where the crack has started to form, and you cleave it very neatly in two.
Well done.
And clattering to the ground is a hilt with no blade.
just make a satisfied grunt and put the halberd back away before he goes to pick it up and just hands it over to Hjort.
Thank you.
Excellent. Because you're the first to pick it up, can you make an intelligence saving throw, please?
Absolutely.
dear.
Is this random question? It's written here as this. Is this a spell or other magical effect?
I would call it a magical effect.
Okay. So good old advantage. I'm very sad that rolled off a natural 20.
Hi, cat.
That said, we're still looking at a dirty 20 total.
Okay, great. So you will take
Some whammage.
you take 6 points of psychic damage as images flash through your mind of a yellow-robed woman with a eye tattoo, framed by a diadem, is wielding this sword against some being of darkness. And then you see another image of you wielding this to slay her.
You see him kind of just like rub his head as he sort of comes back to, and I'll need to be more careful. I didn't even think I was looking into this one. And we'll hand it over to Hjort, I think, assuming...
Hjort is going to open his pack and let
Yeah,
Yevla put it
That's
in there after that. Just yeah.
That's fair. I think, yeah, with I think Yevla, particularly after using his last ability, has just assumed that he's accidentally grim psychometried this thing and doesn't realize that it may be cursed in some way, as he'll hand it over and drop it into your pack.
Perfectly reasonable.
Remember that. It showed me
Alright.
a vision of the woman again, killing something, and then of me killing her.
Oh, is that future, you think?
killing her.
I don't know.
Do you want to hold on to it just in case you need to kill her?
That's not a bad idea. And he'll reach into the pack and just pick it up again, like, doesn't change anything. He'll just pick it up without any
You
gloves or anything
have
on.
to sort of
Yeah.
brush off half a dozen mice that have sort of taken claim of it.
Oh, all of the mice have to roll. No, they
Imagine.
You look
All
into
the
pack
mice are
and
now
just
thoroughly
smears of blood.
convinced. All the mice think they killed her.
Yeah. Do you, Eva, do you still want us to do some identification on this object?
Probably
we
smart.
could do that, yes.
He'll, I think, hold it out or he'll put it on the ground or something for whoever wants to cast it. But I believe you'll have to touch it, so...
It is a
That's
touch
true.
spell. I've got 24 hit points.
I didn't take damage last time.
Yeah, Jenny, do it.
All right. So Jenny's going to, out of the component pouch, grab a pearl and feather, sit down, cross-legged on the ground, and then put her fingers gently on top of this hilt, touching it as little as possible, and ritually cast.
Touching is touching.
I know,
So-
but it's like,
Great.
I don't want to grab it. It's more like,
Sure. It's like put your knuckles on it like you're testing the temperature of
yeah.
something. Yeah.
Or like when you have to
Um,
pull a ferret out of the toilet bowl because someone forgot to put the seat down.
Or a cat who's trying to drown himself.
I have so many questions. You cast Identify. You touched the hilt with no issue whatsoever. And of note, when Yevle, you picked it up out of the pack, nothing else happened to you.
Interesting.
So you, yeah, great. So this is a sunblade. It is not cursed that you can identify. You can use an action to cause sunlight to burst forth from the hilt in the form of a blade. I will put the link to the stat block in the Discord for anyone who wants to take a look at it. But it is not any different to a traditional sunblade.
Excellent.
Although you do get the fact that sunblades, this isn't a one-of-a-kind item, but sunblades are infamous for their effectiveness against undead creatures.
Like
All right.
mummies.
Yes. So best with the Yevler right now. All Hjort will say is, if something were to happen to me, like I get smacked by another djinn, and die to death, can you please make sure that at some point Dolph gets this?
Also, when we learn that it's a sunblade, Damien will cover the eye sockets of the skeleton insurances. Don't look. Don't look.
Very nice.
Man!
All right.
All right. Well, do we want to try and find the missing page? Like, what's our next step?
Actually, just quickly, that woman that greeted us in the yellow robes on the way in, she doesn't bear a striking resemblance to the person from the vision, does she?
No.
Cool. All right. Just wanted to be sure.
But same clothing?
Yes. And
Okay.
an eye tattoo as well.
Maybe
Oh,
we
shit.
should ask her.
Yeah, we could. We could. Well, I think locate object is very easy peasy lemon squeezy, so I'm just gonna pop it and see if it's in 1,000 feet radius around us. Just like hanging out.
Great. You cast that with a spell slot?
Yes, sir. I cast it with my spell slot because it's not a ritual spell, isn't it? It's just a spell.
No.
I
Yeah.
can't remember.
You have to
on
burn
the
a second level
missing
for it.
Page of
rituals.
the book.
Okay. You concentrate on, I imagine, probably holding open the book that you have and like onto the page that has been torn out, and you concentrate on this, and yes, you feel that this page is incredibly close.
Oh shit!
Let's
Okay.
go.
Oh.
I get the direction to it as well.
You do. It is to the northeast, looking at the map, but
Okay.
I'm going to give this to you for free. You get like a video game waypoint, which directs you not to go through the door that is closest to that direction, but the open hallway to your left.
Aha. Okay. I'll say, oh, I think I have a location. We should go that way if we want the page.
Lead on.
All right.
All right.
I will say also, if any of you have any questions about this woman in yellow or the other woman in yellow,
Yeah.
Hjort has been here longer than you do.
Yes.
Than you have been.
And he would be able to tell you that, they're part of a... He would use the term cult.
Yep.
With the god person, the
God Savras.
Sabras.
Anyone who wants to roll a religion check?
What's my religion? It's not that great, is it? It's not bad either.
I don't even think I'll allow Yevler to attempt it.
I have a
He's
plus
not
6.
that
I can give it a
smart.
go. 18.
13.
Okay. Damien, you it is a lesser known deity. It is a part of the wider, well-accepted pantheon.
Mhm.
But it is seen as like a servant or an offshoot of Mystra, the goddess of magic. So Severus is known as the god of seers, so
God of
divination, particularly looking to the future. And he has he is an accepted deity, but as most minor deities have, he has a dedicated following, which would not be unfair to describe as a cult.
Yep. And do we know? Does Damien know like the genuine vibe of him, like a neutral god, evil god, cool and chill
Neutral.
god?
Like
Neutral.
almost the
Okay.
definition of true neutral.
Oh,
Of
okay.
looking to the future to see what has happened or will happen, and ensuring that fate plays out the way that it should.
I will share that information as we walk. And by the way, Equity is on fours in front of me on a little kidlish, her like sniffing the magic path towards the page. So he's just like
Yeah.
holding the little leash and says, "Yeah, so Severus is apparently a god of seers, so that would make sense for people with the third eye tattoo on their forehead. The only thing I don't really understand is what's the connection with the mummies and such. That's an interesting link."
You say interesting, I say concerning.
Well, listen, don't knock it till you try it, okay? Mummies and necromancy is not all bad. It's it's only bad when they use it against me.
Perhaps they needed more time to reach their destiny.
Maybe.
Something else I would give you, Damien, as part of that check is the biggest following of Severus is known as the House of the All-Seeing Orb, which is located in a different continent to what you're used to, in Tashalar, which is near Chult.
I see. And
Is that where we are?
no.
Yes.
Yes.
Are we?
Yeah.
Well, it is where Hjort was teleported
yeah.
to.
So yeah,
Yeah.
I would
so
ask
he would,
Hjort.
he would say that.
Yeah. Hjort, have you seen any like symbology of a huge orb or something?
Have I seen a huge orb?
You've seen several huge eyes.
I've seen lots of eyes, but and I suppose they're orbs.
And in fact, in the main temple proper, you would have seen people using orbs to scry, as well as dishes of water.
And scrying orbs.
Yeah. So that narrows down where we are. We're probably in the biggest sanctuary of the worshippers of Severus. So let's try not to kill people too much unless they attack us first. Making enemies with seers is bad for my personal business because I do a lot of stock market. But
You buy livestock?
Sure, we can call it that.
Oh,
Eh,
okay.
Big or small, we are all bound by our fates. No seer can mess with that.
And we're following Equity on the trail to the page.
Yes.
Yep.
Equity, who has two large necklaces kind of draped over her, is leading the way. She leads to a long hallway with several twists and turns, but no intersections, until you come to an intersection, which has a closed crystal door on one side, and the hall continues up and around the corner to the other side.
And my paper trail leads us to the doors, I assume?
No, it does not.
Oh. Then fucking let's ignore it. Let's go to the paper.
Yeah, everyone wants to ignore the mysterious closed room.
I think.
Hjort is not touching anything unless he is told to touch it at this point.
As
He is
long as we come
Yes.
back.
Learned his lesson.
Can I do a check on those doors? Like, are they... I guess what I'm trying to figure out is if they've been recently opened or closed, or if there's any, like, markings on them that signify what they might be for.
You don't see any significant markings on them. And there's no dust on them, but you haven't seen any dust anywhere in this place, apart from when it was expelled by Earth genies.
Ah, okay.
What I will say is that because the doors and the walls are somewhat transparent, you do see some kind of dark swirling gas or steam coming from the center of this room.
Voila. Would I know as a necromancer, would I know what kind of bullshit that could be?
Make an Arcana check.
Okay.
Hiya. Okay.
In fact, no,
plus-
make it perception.
maybe it's still Arcana. Okay, 18.
18 perception.
Yeah, could have been
Yeah,
so much better.
That's pretty good. You look at this gas or steam or
Whoa.
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Discord's
boy.
having a moment. It would
Danny,
appear.
is that you?
No, I think it's Brennan.
No. It was a joke.
Oh boy.
Yeah,
Stream is looking good though, so it's definitely just Brendan.
that is.
You follow
Oh, can't understand anything Brennan's saying inside.
Oh
Say-
no.
Hello.
I think he said
you're
we
back.
get
I
500
think you're
levels.
back. We can hear you.
Hello.
We can hear you. You're back.
Yes.
Hello. Okay.
Oh.
Am I back?
Yeah.
I think you're back.
Because none of you went away from me at all.
Oh, gotcha.
Okay. Great.
We saw that
Yeah, 'cause
actually
I was-
the other week with Ardana. The same thing happened to her.
Yeah,
She could
but
say
I
it
was
was
just
just
hearing
fine,
all
but
of you
it was
freaking out, but-
incomprehensible.
Sorry,
Yeah.
guy. Sorry, Brendan.
Okay. No, I have poor internet, so it is absolutely me. So you follow the fumes down to a source, which seems to be a large pool of some kind of liquid, which looks fetid and dark. But using your high arcana, you and knowing that this is a place dedicated to a god of seers, you imagine that was probably at some point some kind of scrying pool, which has been heavily corrupted.
Yeah. I will whisper to the rest and say, this used to be a way to scry and look at the future, but something went wrong with it. It looks diseased. It looks corrupted.
Like maybe a mummy lord's been using it to bathe.
Yeah, like a jacuzzi for a mummy. Yeah, that sounds about right.
Oh, there's
Something
probably
else-
bits in it.
Something else that you see as well is a vague humanoid shape on the other side of the steam, which you can only really see because it has two balls of light essentially as its eyes.
It has balls. It has balls out, guys.
Seeing this and knowing we're not all in fighting shape, could I possibly drop a mass cure wounds on the party?
Yeah, you're welcome to.
Excellent. That will be 16 healing for everyone who is damaged.
Neat.
Sweet. Thank you.
So do we want to get in there? They're kind of like in a jacuzzi with their balls out. I don't know if we
No.
should.
I will reiterate that Damien's spell is letting you pass this door.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It seems fate wants us elsewhere.
I don't know. I feel like the fate is being pretty like consistent on telling us about the creature inside. So
Well, your child is trying to go that way. And
yeah,
Jenny
Yeah,
points
I
to
do
where
trust my
Equity is
child
like,
more. yeah. All right. Well, we'll remember this location with the creature balls out. If anything, we'll come back.
okay. Already forgotten because -1 intelligence.
Just as a note as well, because you said it was a humanoid figure,
Yep.
but also, have we at any point, like, because I know that we've like mentioned it a few times, but has anyone specifically seen any evidence that we'd be dealing with a mummy in some way?
Just the thing that says that the ritual of,
The ritual, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
To that end, I have advantage on survival checks to track undead because of Hunter's Bane. Could I make a check to sort of like look around what of the room we can see to see whether I can tell, like whether it seems like there's evidence that such a creature might have been in here? I'm just trying to ascertain whether this is something that I should be worried about right this second or whether this is just a person with some concerning eyes.
I am not going to allow you to roll
That is fair.
because there is no sign whatsoever of any kind of trail,
Very fair.
which itself probably concerns you.
It definitely does. I think he's just going to, like, to the rest of the group, just hold on. If this thing is dangerous, we're better off not just walking away from it.
It doesn't seem. It has been entirely stationary.
Yes, I think he's just, as you pointed out, I think he's maybe slightly concerned, and I think that he's just going, I don't know if that's a monster or not. Let's just leave it for later, and walking away for it to come ambush us when we're further down the tunnel feels like a bad idea. So I think he's actually going to take a step towards the room and call out, if possible, just, who are you?
It doesn't seem to respond to you, but the doors are closed.
Okay. So I am resistance to necrotic stuff, and I have pretty good list of employees who are of the necromantic persuasion. Maybe I can talk to them. I'll peek in.
Or we could see
Okay.
if the door opens inward or outward, and if it opens outward, we just put a really big wedge under it.
So if I just look inside, like, hello, what is there? I'm getting my calling card out as I do it,
Okay.
Business card.
ready to throw it at them.
Good. Okay. Do you speak as well, or you just open the door?
Yeah, I open the door slightly so they can see my face and say, hello, CEO and owner of MAFC, morally ambiguous financial company. How do you do?
Great. Cool. The figure turns to face you, and now that you have one less layer of obfuscation, you can see that, particularly as it takes a step towards you and its own eyes kind of light itself, you see that this is the shape of a tiefling, with big horns and with a tail. The tail is completely stationary, and its entire body seems to be made up of crystal.
Oh shit, fellow tiefling.
Like a single, like it was carved itself out of this crystal.
So the same crystal as the walls and the dais were.
Looks similar, yeah.
Looks similar. Okay, and they do not react. They just like. Oh.
No, it does react. It turns to you, takes a step towards you, and it speaks with a female voice that sounds otherworldly, and it says, Damien and your friends, you're finally here. I hope little Equity is well. I'm so pleased to be able to make your acquaintance. I am Valen. Would you like my assistant to guide you to me, and we can have a chat face to face?
Do we know? I'm gonna whisper back to the group. They say their name is Valen. Does that ring any bells? Do we know what the fuck?
This temple is named after them, right?
Oh shit.
No, this is a temple to Severus.
I know it's a temple to Severus. I thought that when the description was being given earlier, there was a temple of Valen, as in Valen's the one residing in it.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And Hjort would have said,
Yeah.
So it is a temple dedicated to Severus, but Hjort would have mentioned that the oracle of the House of the All-Seeing Orb, Valen, is in residence here.
So I assume this is the assistant. You are speaking through them.
Yes.
I want that. I want one. It's like an answering machine that can walk. That's really cool.
Can I ask why you've come here?
Well, see, there have been a mishap, and I'll open the door bigger because that doesn't seem like they're attacking. So I want everyone to be able to join me in this. There seems to be a mishap of a paper trail happening here, where what we are on a list in a book that says it might steal our organs. I personally did not consent. So I would like to rectify that, if possible.
I also do not have organs, so I do not understand how this is possible.
I would like you to make a Constitution saving throw, please.
Shit.
Not because this being is doing anything, but the toxic fumes.
Oh, right, toxic. Is it necromancy? Is it necromantic fumes?
No, it's just toxic.
Is that all of us or just Damien?
Just Damien, who has had his head in the room for a while.
18.
18 Constitution?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, nice. Okay. You manage to kind of place your hand over your face and duck your head back out to get a decent breath before you go back in. But your eyes are starting to water a little bit. And for what it's worth, at this point, all of you can hear this conversation from both parties. And and if you wanted to, you could chime in, but Damien is currently basically entirely in the doorway. This being responds and says, "Oh, that I am aware that I have had many enemies who wish to make my activities seem illicit and have spreaded rumors about me. This is indeed a grave clerical error. Please, if you did you say this was in a book?
Yes.
Yes, the book called The Canopic Being.
Oh, please, if you have this book on you, I can have my servant bring you to me and we can resolve this.
Can we fucking inside this motherfucker?
Yeah, I would like to. Hjort generally doesn't, but he would like to roll an insight check, yeah, if possible.
Sure.
I'm horrible
I'm
at
gonna-
insight, but I'll try.
I'm going to get you to roll with disadvantage unless you can think of a reason to justify getting around this, because the being that you are inciting is made of crystal and has no expression whatsoever.
Makes
Fair.
super duper sense.
That's an 8.
Okay.
I wish Jenny
that's
was
a-
smart enough to actually be able to take this lie, but she's not.
Mhm.
13.
Or if it is,
13.
you know.
You have heard enough around this person, Valen, that you have good reason not to trust her.
Yep.
One of the reasons why, or the reason why people were sent here from Candlekeep was to follow up a disappearance of a sage. And there have been disappearances of other people since then that Hjort probably would have mentioned. A tiefling was one of them, in fact. But everyone that they have asked has said, has hand waved it and said, it's just timey-wimey stuff. They are, in fact, what Alessia, the handmaiden, said to the group when they arrived yesterday was that all of the visitors that they have received in the last 3 months are currently communing in a special chamber with Valen, and that special chamber has timey-wimey bullshit stuff.
Yep. Okay. Well, yes. I think we should absolutely have a chat. Can you describe how to get to your office?
Certainly. If you don't want my servant to take you, that is fine. The creature, let's just call it a golem because that's what it is.
Yep.
Is going to walk calmly towards you.
Yep, that's
and
fine.
gets to the door.
I'll
Do you
step
let it through?
out of the way. Yeah.
Yeah, great.
I do think Hevler is actually going to take one step forward. He's not going to get in the way, but he's going to be next to the door so that if this thing tries to slam it shut with Damien inside, I can try to put an arm in it or something.
Yeah, great. Sounds good to me.
I'll step out of the room as well because there's no
Yeah.
point for me standing in the farts while the thing is out.
Yeah, absolutely. It moves to the intersection and points back the way you came. And it says in this otherworldly voice again, return to the testing chamber where you previously were and go through the doors in that room will take you to the place that I'm resting.
All right. we'll take a little walk around. This place looks so lovely, and we'll be right with you.
Please feel free to explore, and I will meet you when fate wills it.
Nice. I'm trying to find a turn off button on the golem.
It just continues staring at all of you.
Nice.
Very beautiful.
Okay, gang. Let's go after Equity. Let's see what's up.
Yes.
I don't
Okay.
like this.
Yeah,
This
me
one was
neither.
excellent. This one was really well made. Oh well.
Yes.
So you continue to follow Equity past several twisting corners. You, at one point, because all of the surfaces are semi-transparent, you do see at one point that you were passing underneath another hallway. That this complex twists upon itself. But because you're looking through several layers of crystal, you can't see anything clearly, but you can make out the shape of a hallway crossing above you. Across the hallway rather than perpendicular. You continue to follow this hallway, which is quite thin, as it moves up slightly, and then reaches another corner with a single crystal door leading to a room, which Equity is in front of.
Nice. Okay, so obviously none of us trust Valen. This looks really suspicious. But if we have the ritual before we talk to them, or we at least find out how it works, I think that'd be good, right?
I like this idea.
That sounds smart.
right.
Probably.
After you, and I'll let the meaty ones go first.
The meaty ones.
Yeah, I think in that case, we'll move forward and just sort of give the doors a push to see whether they open.
Yeah, it sure does.
Excellent. Then I think in that case, you'll just push them open fully and step inside.
Okay. The ceiling of this room is supported by 4 crystal columns with eye-shaped capstones. The surfaces are exactly the same as every other chamber you've been in. There are a dozen thick cushions scattered around the room, and in the center of which a dragonborn lies in a pool of dried blood on the floor. A dagger and an oblong rock broken into 2 pieces lie near the body's outstretched arms.
Oh.
Oh shit.
How dead is this person?
If the blood is dry, it has to be at least a while, right?
I think we'll end it there with Hjort
Oh
saying,
shit.
how dead is this person?
How dead are they?
Is it just Yavle that is staying for next session?
Let me very quickly
Yes.
check, but I believe so.
Great.
Yeah.
That's
so
what I
fitting.
thought. Thank you, voice of God.
You're welcome, Brendan.
So,
The Scarlet Sage, he's here.
Oh no!
Oh no!
Yes, and it's lovely to see all of you having such a splendid time. And yes, and good job, Brendan. You're doing splendidly. Marvellous. Carry on.
Thank you very much, Scarlet Sage. Respectfully, please fuck off. You're ruining the vibe.
Shatter on Scarlet Sage.
Get him. Fucking get him.
But thank you, Josh. The Damien, Equity, Insurance, Hjort, Jenny, you all feel a familiar sensation as your body kind of turns to nothing. Hjavle, you watch as this teleportation process doesn't really work the way that you're used to. These balls of energy that were your friends try to move up through the ceiling and bounce off and try that against every surface until they fly past you back through the corridors that you had previously gone to. And you think back to the way that you all arrived, where you arrived in the teleportation chamber rather than where your friend was.
This was much more fun to watch.
And we will leave it there.
Incredible.
Hell yeah.
Mm.
Oh,
Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you
That was
to
great
my
fun. Thank
players for joining me. And thank
Yay.
you
That was
to
fun.
everyone watching for joining us. Yeah, I hope you had fun.
Hell yeah. Absolutely. I'm keen for tomorrow.
And thank you to Karen and Josh as well for running tech for me. It has been very helpful to not have to worry about that because I don't know anything about it. Anyway, we are going to go shortly, but before we do, we're going to do our favorite moments, which anyone familiar with this channel would be aware of.
Yeah.
So if I could get a D5 in chat, a exclamation mark, roll, space, and just the number 5, we will see who we start with complimenting. This is to... Yes.
Yep.
Do we maybe want to do lightning round then?
Yep.
Just do what you need to say, what you want to say, but just be aware of not taking up too much time.
Okay.
5.
Yay.
5. Okay, great. That is Yavle, that's Zach.
Oh, cool.
Hey,
Oh,
I
goodness.
loved that she used grim psychometry. It's my favorite part of
Yes.
Blood Hunters. It's always so fun because it's so vague. I really like it.
It's fun. Thank you.
Mm.
I'm
Yeah, I'm
always-
gonna
Oh, go ahead.
piggyback on that because it allowed me to do some lore drops.
Yes.
Yes.
Which and kind of also joined in with the thing that happened with the Sunblade shortly afterwards. So that was very cool.
Yeah.
I am always very, very blown away by your descriptions, Zach, and today was no different. Especially just the way you describe Yevle's hands and the contortions that he does and his changes and everything. He's just an amazing character to listen to you describe. I love him so much.
Thank you.
Oh yeah, I'm having a lot of fun being able to play with Yevle, mostly because I'm from Sweden. That's where that bastard stands. But also, I think the description of piggyback on the descriptions, the description of bashing the Dao to pieces. I really enjoyed that one.
Thank you. Thank you. And in order to keep things moving, I'll keep it quick. But given the last time I played him, I had sort of I did a lot of environmental stuff with it, and I didn't have it this time to work with. I enjoyed just a little bit of description of moving the ribbon around to reveal the little matchbox phosphorus strip for him to light up his hands with the stuff. It was it was fun. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, that's fun. Fantastic. Thank you. Can we get a roll 4 in chat, please?
Thank you.
Which I'm going to do and see. Great. Thank you, Corsair's Cove. And the Lorite. Great. So that's 4. So that will be Terrace. Favorite Terrace moments.
Ooh. It's the tub thumping reference, right? Like,
Yeah, that's
like
good.
that song is relatively insufferable, but in the moment it was very, very funny. I did actually think
Yeah.
that was very good. I enjoyed that very much.
I think especially because he was so already like trampled. You'll never keep me down, bonk. That was very good. Very good timing on that.
I love when I don't remember what the skill's called, but when the rebukes fail, it's so funny. As someone who mains bard,
Yes.
like the rebukes are when they fail, it's so amazing.
Just,
Mm.
oh,
Very good.
oh.
I for someone without a lot of combat spells, Hjort was actually very integral in this combat, which kind of goes with the idea that he was, the only person in this party tonight who was from last night, so he was already kind of ready. Huge. Including I didn't get around to saying, but one of those Dow just remained frightened until it died.
I mean,
Which
he is a
is
bloody big moose.
quite appropriate.
So
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Favorite self?
favorite self. I'm going to once again just say mice everywhere. Fighting Hevler for the
That was
Sunsword.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fancy.
Funny.
Okay. I have already rolled a D3, and we have gotten a 2 on that, so that would be Daria. Favorite Daria Damon equity insurance moments.
Someone say it.
I'm not going to say it. I'm going to say the baby leash.
Valid. Baby leash was funny.
Yes.
Yep, just baby leash, epic.
The equity object finder.
I mean, there was the very obvious moment, but also actually it was a really small thing. But I really liked the details of the black tentacles all having Rolexes on.
Yes.
I thought that was very
Amazing.
amusing.
I have fun
Very on
flavoring
brand.
literally everything I have into evil businessman mode. But there is a cute thing that I flavored, which is the item that Ian has is a luck stone. I play as a tiny cast of the baby foot of equity. Like
That's
Cute.
amazing.
That's adorable.
Yeah, that's very cute. I love Damien as a character. He's super interesting and fun to play with, and just every year you add someone else to your entourage.
Yep.
So last year we had equity, and now we've got insurance. So I look forward to seeing what you do next year. Yeah.
Mhm. I have a lot
so
of
that's
fun
always
with
a lot of
this
fun.
fucking evil wizard that is supposedly on the side of good. He's so stupid.
Yeah.
I'll give you one of my mice. You can call it collateral.
Nice.
Oh,
Incredible.
but I don't think collateral has a bright
Probably
future.
not.
Yeah, I've
Daria,
already
favorite
said like the reflavoring of things. It's quite fun.
Yeah.
Yes. And look, because no one else has said it, I'm going to say it. The fuck off massive crit that you rolled maximum damage on for equity to destroy this Dow. Yeah, it was amazing. Off stream before we started, Daria was trying to bug me to allow. First of all, it was, hey, can I have a magic item for equity that makes her invulnerable? I'm like, yeah, sure, that makes sense. I don't want to murder a toddler. And then Daria says, oh, and by the way, I also want equity to be able to deal damage and to be a part of combat. And I'm like, you fucking bitch, you can't have both.
Funny.
And I was very clear on that. And then Damien anyway picks up Equity and uses her as an arcane focus,
Yeah.
which
Hey,
was really
Brendan.
hard for me to say no to.
She did that to me last year as well. Like, Daria actually did exactly the same shit with Equity. Like, hey, can I get a Mandalorian-style baby carriage that is completely invulnerable? Like, she wanted an adamantium baby carriage. And I'm like, no, because I know what you will do. I'm genuinely surprised that you are surprised that Daria would try this bullshit again. Yeah.
I'm not really surprised, more like resigned.
Don't worry, guys.
Daria
surprised,
should
I'm
always
just
get exactly
disappointed.
what Daria wants.
Yeah.
No problem. Listen, guys. Next year, Equity will be like a grown teenager goblin. Okay, it's
Yeah,
gonna,
this is-
gonna be
No,
fine.
it's troubling.
This is a Groot goblin situation.
Okay. Yeah. In the interest of time, let's keep moving. But
Yep.
yes, Daria is fucky wucky.
Yep.
Never DM her.
No.
Daria is a
Um,
delight to DM for.
Yes.
Yeah, that
It's,
is.
it's just the Brennan Lee Mulligan thing of Emily Axford is one of the best players I've ever, like, best D&D players I've ever seen, and she was sent from hell to kill me. That's Daria.
Yep.
Oh, that is very
No,
accurate
that's
to
fair,
my
yeah.
relationship with Daria. Yeah. Okay, so Tony has already rolled a D2, and that was
Yeah.
a 2. So Ardanna we haven't spoken about yet.
Jenny's
So let's
mocking
flatter Ardanna.
fucking phrases for the DAO were all just high tier bullshit. I loved it. It
Mhm.
was very good.
I
My favorite was you're not all you cracked up to be. Chef's kiss.
That was
Sorry.
good. Also,
I don't-
I wanted to hate it so much more than I did, but the fucking "you're not a Musator, you're a Musator" joke about
Stolen.
him being a bard, like it was one of those ones where I heard it and I was like, "Fuck, I wish that wasn't funny." But it is.
That's
Yeah.
Brendan is awesome and we love him and we thank him very much for
Yes.
Yes,
DMing
all of
for us
that.
tonight because
Yep.
he is great.
Yeah.
uh-huh.
Absolutely.
I think it's the
Um,
Discord gods, the internet gods, not wanting me to be praised.
No,
that's a shame.
you
It's
deserve
happening.
praise. You're worthy
yeah,
of it, lovely.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think adaptability. It's something that I think I really like to praise DMs for when I see it, because it's one of the things that is like this simple but not easy to do, and we threw a good few curveballs at you, both in the form of that combat, like Daria said, but also just in terms of like weird abilities getting used, like grim psychometry, and you immediately just going, yeah, cool, I can spin that, and finding a way to swoop that into everything without disrupting your own flow was great.
Yes.
I mean, stuff like that is just a gift for me to be able to share more of the story without going into cutscenes that you as characters wouldn't have any knowledge
think
of. Or,
The fact that you think that way,
just like, here's the big letter with all the lore.
the fact that you think that way is exactly why I think it's worth praising.
Yes.
Exactly. I mean, I didn't even get to go into
Cool.
most of my weird shit.
And thank God for that, honestly.
So I could awaken to more bullshit things. I was going to awaken the dais if it didn't break.
Well, it reforms.
That would have been interesting.
So take it with you.
That'd
Take the pieces with
be
you. It will
cool.
reform.
Because
Well, Hjort didn't share that.
Because I have the creation
either.
thing where I can create. I could make it into a dancing dais.
Yeah.
Oh, he knows.
We need to explore how that works with an object that is made of the ground, but
Yeah.
we'll figure it out.
It just wiggles its top half.
Cool. But yeah, like a block of jelly.
Yep.
Well, thank you all very much for that. I had fun tonight. I think, kind of piggybacking off of Zach's was finding ways of injecting information and lore that you guys needed.
Amazing.
Great. So that is all of us. So thank you very much, everyone who joined us tonight. Just a reminder, we're not going to do outros for ourselves tonight, but we are supported by Wood & Forge, who make awesome stuff out of wood for nerds like us, and also Trollord Games, who have lots of really great TTRPG content which is very affordable. And they were one of the last publishers of Gary Gygax.
Amazing.
So that's cool. We also have as I was corrected in chat earlier, it is pronounced Socials. So we have our YouTube and we have the Discord, which Josh and Karen do a really great job of maintaining both of those. So please go check them out. There's a really cool little community which is formed around this channel, which I am very pleased to be a part of. But that is pretty much everything that we have to say. So we are going to raid someone. Which voice of God do we have someone lined up?
That we do,
That's
Mr.
Phoenix.
Brendan. We are
Phoenix.
going to
Great.
raid Phoenixy Wacky. Go and say hi to John over there, and we'll be back here tomorrow, won't we, Brendan? And for the final episode of the adventure. How splendid! Well, guys, thank you so much for joining us this evening, Brendan. You've done a stellar job, and yes, we shall see you same bat time, same bat channel tomorrow evening for more canopic being. Say goodbye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye, God Santa.
Whee!